How we doing, boys and girls? Good morning, good morning. Reset day it is. That it is. Time to sell some stuff, right? Time to sell some stuff. Boy, is there lots to talk about today. A new spectral tiger that can fly. Yeah. New store mounts. We'll probably pick up the store mount so we can have a closer look at it. It looks kind of funky. I'm not so much of a fan of buying store mounts generally, but, you know, we might pick it up for the content, you know. We'll see. We'll see. Let's dive straight in. $500,000. We'll take $500,000. Sales are getting slow nowadays. Sales are getting slow. Wasn't yesterday's title Tuesday plus coffee equals life? Yeah. Isn't it Wednesday plus coffee equals life today? Isn't that what I've titled it? Or did I not? It should be now. Yeah, there we go. Wednesday plus coffee equals life. I'm I'm running low on ideas for stream titles. Can you tell? Wait, was there a stream yesterday? There was, yeah. There was. Right. Anything super duper fantastic mega that we need to talk about in here? Probably not. Probably just a bunch of Legos. Chest guard of Nature's Fury. What the hell is that? Sure. 6k. Don't mind if I do. Some vicious worm hide legs and vicious leather chest for 1,000 gold apiece. Cool. Stuff. We like stuff. I'll take some stuff. I was worried I was getting old and not remembering. Old is just a mindset. If you don't think you're old, you won't be. It's fine. Right, no expireds in the mailbox, meaning that we probably have a big old chunky cancel scan to do. Yep. Let's get a big old chunky
cancel scan. Is that your wallet?
Cancel
Are you
scan
just
on
glad
the go.
to see me? Both, I hope.
Hello, long time no seen. Hope you're doing good all.
Oh, Natty, welcome in. Thank you. On the 9-month streak. Baby time. Baby time. Thank you. Appreciate it. We've been on Twitch a while now, you know. We've almost been on Twitch a year. I think some people are going to be almost getting their anniversary on Twitch, I think. I was playing around with the cheat sheet yesterday to see how profession pairing could work. Only tailoring tab done for now. I spent a fair bit of time on the cheat sheet yesterday. I don't know which version of it you've been using, but it's now been, as far as I'm concerned, fully overhauled for 9.2 on legendaries. I don't think I'm going to do any more with it. Did I not put a... No, lies. Did I not put a... Oh my days. I didn't put a notification out on on Discord yesterday. Yesterday was a double coffee day. I think that goes to prove it, right? Yeah, I think that goes to prove it. Well, I apologise for that. Let me take a look at how Kahani's suggesting to do some cheat sheety stuff. You said you looked at tailoring. Oh, you've got a new paired with box. Oh, you are using the most up-to-date version of it as well. Oh, paired. Okay, now we've got a paired total. So if paired with what's going on behind the scenes, VLOOKUP, you've got an optional. Okay, and then An internal optional reagents, which I assume this is pulling it in from other sheets, I guess. Or you've just, or maybe you've just slapped in. Oh, maybe you've have you named, oh, you've named some of the fields, okay. Alright, that's it's clever. It's clever. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, I'm not, like I said, I'm not entirely sure how I wanted to approach that. And I'm going to be honest, it's putting a lot of time and a lot of effort into a cheat sheet. I'm putting too much time and effort into it at this point. But it is ready, as far as I'm concerned, it's basically ready for 9.2 and Legendary Crafting right now. If you are pairing up your professions, I mean, the easiest, in theory at least, in theory, if you know that, if you know, for example, on the cheat sheet now, if you know that if you're trying to craft tailoring Legos, and you know that, you know that your Vestige of Origins are way overpriced because you're crafting them in this, you can just say, okay, right, well, actually, if I'm crafting them with, I don't know, let's say I'm crafting it with dual crafting, and a Vestige of Origins is costing me, well, let's say something a little bit more, let's say it's a Vestige of Origins is costing me 21,600 instead of, what? Hang on, why is that? Is there some maths wrong there? Oh no, because this sheet is claiming that the Vestiges are like free. Is that still the case? Hang on. No, that is still the case. Huh. Jewel crafting is expensive. Is it really? Sure. Well, anyway, the easiest thing you could, in theory, do, you could, in theory, just go into whichever, whatever this box is, and instead of, and just override this box to be something else. I think it's if people want to do the whole profession pairing business, rather than me trying to build into the sheet and it being overly complicating the use of the sheet in the first place, somebody could just go in and override this number. Instead of it, like, you could put 10,000 in here and press enter, and everything else will change based on that. I might just put a little note that, you know, for profession pairing, please override this number. You know, and it will change everything else on the sheet because it's all linking to this cell in the first place. I don't know why these I don't know. I need to get rid of this conditional formatting on these. That's not meant to be the case. But anyway, yeah, the cheat sheet is there and updated with new Vestige of the Eternals. Assuming that, I mean, what I can basically do now is if any changes are made to these materials, I can very quickly and easily update the materials. We also have a crafting methods. I'm noticing more and more one of the most misunderstood aspects of the legendaries is just how different items are crafted. I see this a lot when people talking about Corthite crystals and what to do with them. They're like, well, our Corthite crystals aren't used in 9.2, so why do I need them? It's like, well, you need them because they still go into making a Vestige of Origins. And then the question is, well, why am I going to use the Vestige of Origins? And the answer is yes, if the price is right. This is the thing. Like, there are different ways to craft. A rank 4, for example, there's going to be 3 different ways you can craft the stupid thing. Each one of them is going to have their own individual crafting costs, depending on which base rank you're using and which Vestige you choose to use. And so it's all about, you know, when the price is right. You're going to use these different items and different materials and whatever. I don't know where I was going with that, but yeah, it's something that I thought adding this crafting method on the side would be a bonus or a quick reference for people just to go, oh, actually rank 4s. Oh, well, if I make it, you know, a rank 2 with a vestige, it's super duper mega expensive. But if I just craft it with the natural pattern, oh, well, I don't have the rank 4 pattern yet. Oh, well, boo-hoo, no problem. I have the vestige of the eternal, and that's a cheaper option. I'll do it that way instead. The whole process is a little bit more manual, but it's kind of helpful to see just what the crafting method options are. But I spent a bit of time on the cheat sheet last night. Cloth, leather, mail, plate, and jewel crafting, rings and necks are all updated for patch 9.2 now. If there's any, like I said, if there's any material changes, I can quickly dive in and edit those without too much hassle. The legwork is done, and it's all been reformatted and made to look a bit prettier and neater and tidier. So I finished that off yesterday. I still want to work on the Crafter's Mark stuff. I think the Crafter's Marks need their own dedicated sheet. Things like this, the 9.1 crafted Lego BIS list just needs to disappear now, I think. At this point, I mean, that's pretty much a dead sheet at this point. 9.1 optional reagents. This whole sheet needs a redo. We need to go to a global material list for the purpose of this, because there's just way too many things for people to enter here. Entering 3 or 4 things, yeah, sure, fine, but especially considering the ordering of this is just gross. Sure, it's nice to have it kind of subcategorized, but then you've got like, oh well, these are the new things, and it doesn't really showcase the fact that these are new. So this whole sheet needs redoing again. Plus, it needs to go into dark mode because I'm blind just looking at this. So yeah, there's still some work to do on this before patch 9.2 goes live, but that's work in progress in the background a little bit. I'm not so much doing it on stream because I very easily get distracted on stream, and when you're trying to play around with formulas and maths and stuff, getting distracted is maybe not the best idea all the time. Let's get these cancels off. What do we want to do today? I've got a few things that are on my mind to do today. We should probably, apart from just covering all of the news topics, you know, store mounts and new games and changes to flying and all that sort of stuff, I want to jump on the PTR a little bit. I know it's reset day, but reset day doesn't really make much difference to me anymore. It's as simple as just relist what we've got crafted already and hope it sells. We did our full restocks over the last couple of days, so we've not got any of that business to do today. We can probably jump on the PTR, maybe see if we can hunt down some of these stupid POG essences, maybe see if there's any undocumented changes to professions, because, you know, Blizzard are usually pretty bad at documenting profession changes for us. We want to investigate the new flying achievement and how we go about getting flying. I know Mr. GM has been on this already. Man's a machine. I swear he doesn't sleep. Or at least he has a very awkward sleep schedule, because he's already got videos out on the new flying and stuff, which is fair play to him. But yeah, just a few bits and pieces to do today. Right, this cancel scan's going to take forever. Should we maybe be a bit clever about this and get some restock of materials on the go? We're out of soul dust. We're out of soul dust. Now, in theory, I can buy soul dust. I say in theory because at 12 gold a piece, I really don't want to be paying 12 gold a piece. And there isn't any. Wow. Wow. Well, isn't it fortunate that... Hang on, this is wrong. This is so wrong. I'm quite sure I crafted like a bajillion soul dust the other day. Let's go grab some of that real quick. Oh my days. Oh my days. What do you mean not enough gold? What do you mean not enough gold? Get out of town, not enough gold. This is the account that's got all of my gold. Try again. It's going to kick me out though now, isn't it? Yeah, there we go. Suggestion for every new person in the stream with 500,000 liquid asking if they should get into Legos, perhaps tell them to get into crafting dust. Yes! Yes! Very sensible. Start crafting some goddamn dust. Just taking eternal crystals and shattering them, and then taking shards and shattering them. I'm having to spend time on my enchanter just shattering stuff just to get some dust. It's ridiculous. That'd be very sensible. I think this dude has got about 3,000 dust in his bags. I'm hoping anyway. I'm hoping I didn't dream it. If my game decides to load, ever. Hey, there we go. Yes, there we go. There's the dust. I knew it was somewhere. Right, send. Have a load of dust. Never has anybody been so happy to see dust before. Let's drop that in the bank. Along with this heavy callous hide. I wonder if Phaedra Moore is a good price today. Wow! Oh my god. The bots are in force with Phaedra Moore on this realm. Jesus. Where is it now? 59,000 Phaedra Moore on a realm of my size. That is crazy amounts. And it's every day it seems to be dropping by a gold or two a piece. It's going to provide me with an opportunity to buy yet even more Phaedra Moore at this rate. Although I need this bot to disappear quick time, because flooding the market with this much Phaedra Moore is even getting out of the realms of my ability to buy it all up. It's quite surprising to see the bots back in force. 60k Phaedra Moore in comparison to like 8 to 10k of the other ores. I mean, it's whoa, there's 141,000 Widow Bloom. What? What? Good thing I don't care about herbs, isn't it? Good thing I don't care about herbs. The lightless silk is still here. Still not cheap enough. I'm not spending 2 million gold on lightless silk. Heavy desolate leather at 37 now. This is also getting cheaper every day. And turning up in very, very large quantities. I'm not even sure what's going on right now. It's got to be bots are out in force, right? Surely. Why is it bot season all of a sudden? I mean, if it was bot season, surely you could push the price of this stuff down a little bit further. Christ almighty. You think it's a server transfer or a bot? There's no realm where it's significantly cheaper, which would make it worthwhile to transfer. I mean, look, Widow Blooms are 18 gold a piece. Like, the regional average is 21. In fact, no, the regional average is 30 still. So there's definitely nobody randomly turning up with that. You look at Phaedrum ore, and the regional average on this is still 24.
Hello there.
So there's yeah, nobody's transferring with this. It's turning up via dodgy methods. I'd put money on it. Janity, how we doing? Welcome in. Luckily, I don't feel the necessity to be buying up too many materials. We're fine. Enchanted heavy callous hide. We could do with making a bunch of that, though, for sure. Let's continue with that cancel scan. And while we're finishing that cancel scan, we can probably... How many... Okay, we've actually got a sizable amount of Shadow Ghast ingots for the first time ever. I'm almost ahead of the game right now, you know. This is unusual for me. This is very unusual for me. Maybe it's because we've had so little to do in patch 9.1 for so long at this point that I'm actually ahead of the game. Meaning I don't feel the need to be crafting Shadow Ghast ingots. What I could be doing is checking the auction house on Draenor at the same time. Do you know when we have access to the new vestige? Well, it's locked behind campaign, but the order of the campaign keeps changing on the PTR. It was in the 5th campaign. It was in the 5th chapter last patch. Now it seems to be in the 6th. It's... Yeah, until we get, you know, an actual order of which in what order the campaign's going to be, it's hard to tell. But the TLDR is it's locked behind campaign progress, so everybody will get access to it at the same time. And there won't really, other than keeping up with the campaign, there's nothing really you need to do to prepare for it. Other than obviously get your legendary ranks up as high as you can get them. Are we rich? Are we rich? 611 expireds. Holy jeez. So little to do. I'm farming renown on 5 alts and doing the campaign 5 times. There's still a couple of characters I need to kind of get finished. I'm actually lagging behind quite heavily on Taran Mill. I should be working on these characters, if I'm honest. Especially considering these are characters... I'm almost not even taking my own advice on these characters of getting the 9.1 campaign complete. I've got it done on most of my other characters that craft legendaries. On my main realm, my hunter, my paladin, and my mage are all ready. They're all renown 80. They've all done the campaign. Draenor, it's the same. We have both these guys, both my hunter and my paladin over here are renown 80, and they both have the campaign complete. It's Taran Mill where I'm slacking a little bit right now. And we literally got nothing on the auction house. That's humorous. Okay. Sure. We don't need this noise in the background, do we? Let's hit the throttle here. Oh, you guys can see that on stream as well. I always get some weird artifacting going on when I do cancel scans with the mouse wheel. Campaign gets really annoying when you're doing it for the 5th time. Yeah, it really does. This is kind of why I'm slacking a little bit, because I've already done it 5 times. I still need to do it twice more before the patch goes live, and it's just one of those. It's like, oh, I know if I'm to follow my own advice, I just need to get it done. But in some ways, it is a case of just trying to fit it in with the rest of my schedule. Because as much as I enjoy playing World of Warcraft, I don't want to spend every single hour of the day doing it. Let's not run the risk of hitting burnout before 9.2 even launches, because that's that's a ridiculous idea. I'm really hoping we've got some chunky sales on Draenor though. After we did our full restock yesterday and recrafted a couple of legendaries, we are sufficiently poor on Draenor again. So we need this number to go a bit bigger. Hopefully hiding in these 500 auctions somewhere, there's a big stack of gold. I'm going to risk not doing the campaign on alts. Nearly done it on my main. If it is needed, I'll blast it out on my alts one afternoon with Netflix. Well, as long as the only other scenario is that if I mean, you might get a heads up that you need to do it even when 9.2 goes live. For example, we get the first 3 chapters the very first week. It's actually looking as if we might not get access to the right chapter until maybe the 3rd week. So you might get a little bit of an early heads up that, ooh, they are still, you know, gatekeeping the campaign progression based on the past one. You might have a week where you have the opportunity to just get it done before it becomes really important to get it done, if you know what I mean. But we'll see. Like I said, the order of the campaign chapters doesn't seem to have been finalized on the PTR yet. Or what I should probably say is they keep moving it about, and so it's kind of hard to work out. We know what chapter of the campaign we unlock the new what's the Tome of, oh my god, Tome of Eternal. But what we don't know is just in what order that campaign chapter is going to be. Still to decide whether to run ZM on a main rather than a few alts. We'll see how engaging it is. Well, with the change that happened to flying yesterday, I will be running it on my main to just do all of the stuff and to unlock all the things. But then I will be doing the bare minimum rep grinding on obviously any crafting character as well. So I don't really think there's too much choice in doing other than to do like a bit of all of it, really. Especially if I want access to all the new optional reagents and all that sort of stuff as well. It gets to a point where I'm going to need to be doing it on quite a few different characters. Which is why I'm not particularly psyched about spending overly large amounts of time on there right now. Because whilst it's quite a good zone generally, I don't want to get bored of it before it even goes live. Did somebody say all the things? I did accidentally say those words, yes. They did fall out my mouth. 9.2 is probably going to be the all the things patch as well. It's usually the last patch of an expansion where I go out and just collect stuff. Collect all the stuff that you haven't already got, so that you can kind of call the expansion done. By that point, you usually have all of the quality of life features to be able to go and collect things quite easily. if you know if you need to kill rares in any of the zones or whatever, you can just run over there. You're usually so geared, you just one-shot the things. It's usually fine. Well, yeah, this is it. When the fact that the last patch is usually... I don't think we've had a last patch of an expansion any less than like 8 months for years at this point. Not to mention every patch at the moment seems to be about 8 months long. Meaning that it would be no surprise if the last 9.2 patch goes on quite a bit. I'll be quite happy to get bored of it at some point to give us an opportunity to do other things. I've got a big list of games I want to play in 2022, and I want to try and structure things so that I diversify a little bit more in 2022. 2021 we went pretty hardcore with World of Warcraft nearly the entire time. I mean, we took like maybe a week to play a couple of other games. We touched on we had our fun in Diablo for a couple of days. We played Factorio for a couple of days, but we didn't explore anything new in 2021. I really want to play Satisfactory, but I know if I start playing Satisfactory, then then that's likely to take over my life for a while. It's easy, just don't do restocks on Fridays. Well, see, this is it. As long as I can get the stuff done that I feel I need to get done during the week, we can use Friday as a chill day before the weekend. Played Korthia pretty heavy for around 4 to 6 weeks before the burnout kicked in. We'll probably take 9.2 a little bit more casually. I'm kind of happy and content with the amount of gold that I already have. Now, obviously, I would love to have more, but I don't feel that I need to power forward so aggressively to just make all of the gold in 9.2. Satisfactory playthrough isn't that long, though, so it's all good. Well, that's assuming that you just play it in the in its regular fashion. If you start mega factoring it, then it can take a while. At least from what I've seen. Yeah, if Minecraft has that effect for you, that, a month has passed and you realise you've not gone to bed, Factorio does the same thing for me. I've been playing a little bit of Factorio in the background, off stream recently, and I'm fighting the urge to just sit down and just strip down to your underpants, get some cheese puffs, a couple of beers in, and just let 3 days go by. I'm resisting the urge to do that. Because it's not healthy. But sometimes it just, has to be done. Minecraft 1.18 looks pretty good, but I'm afraid to play it. I've not kept up with Minecraft really much of ever. I know Samadan's been poking his nose into Minecraft a little bit recently. Been playing Diablo again. Had to stop doing it to do the campaign and to fix LST. Fair play. Fair play. I'm glad somebody's putting some development time into an add-on to help us with legendaries, because I worry greatly for the effectiveness of Trade School Master come patch 9.2, because I'm quite sure the fact that they haven't even got it fully functioning for patch 9.1, that to add another vestige into the mix, the entire system might just collapse under itself. Trade School Master's already pretty bad for recrafting, or crafting in general, for the one simple reason that it has no logic to... It only knows one way to craft each different rank of item, when by the time we get into patch 9.2, there's going to be multiple different ways to craft most different ranks. And so TSM's crafting is going to be horrendous. Ironically, TSM sucks at math. Yeah, I see the irony in that. I definitely see the irony in that. Lost Ark is coming out in 2 weeks as well. I've not looked into that. Zanzaful was talking a little bit about that, I think. Legendaries will be obsolete in 10.0. It's wasted development for TSM. The problem is that if they do it right, it's one of those. It's that I don't think this option. If anything is gonna, like, let me talk in full sentences for a second. This optional reagent system that we've seen for professions in Shadowlands is likely to be a system that they carry through. Now, obviously, the items will change. The optional reagents will change, but this system of having an item, a base variation of an item, which they can then slap new bonus IDs on to create different variations of what is ultimately the same base item. This is a system that I foresee Blizzard carrying on with. Because it simplifies a system that they've been trying to fix for a long time, which is their itemization in game has always been pretty tragically bad. This optional reagent system allows, at least as far as crafting is concerned, a relatively fluid upgrade path throughout an expansion without huge amounts of additional development time, meaning they're probably going to keep it. So in theory at least, if TSM is to get their claws into that as a system and understand it and create Trade Skill Master in a way that works fluidly with that system, then it doesn't matter what the items are. It doesn't matter if it's legendaries, it doesn't matter if it's catch-up gear. If the core system is there, then Trade Skill Master will do fine. The problem is they haven't even got that fixed right yet properly, and we're about to go into the last patch of the expansion, and the Trade Skill Master add-on still doesn't get to grips very well with these optional reagents and how to deal with all of the bonus IDs. And more importantly, the one thing that Trade Skill Master was, became popular for, its ability to help you with crafting stuff, is where it's been really struggling with so far. If they can get that fixed at a fundamental level, they'll be fine. But yeah, time will tell on how effective that it stays. If legendaries are no longer legendary, then rip LST. Well, that is, that's kind of true, because at least from what I understand of how you've created it, you've created it on the basis of a lot of like hard-coded values and stuff, which I would imagine makes it difficult to transition it into something else, but if TSM can fix gathering when it comes to intermediate materials, I'll be happy. Well, that is something that they're doing. The next major update to TSM is going to have a completely redone gathering system, which will, one of the things they are looking to do with that is to support the crafting of intermediate items. And so they'll, instead of part of the gathering process, it may say, right, log on to your enchanter, craft these items, then send them back to your main character and to continue your crafting queue. That's kind of one of the things they're trying to look to implement. The concern is that the development of TSM seems to be painfully slow. So painfully slow that they seem to just miss the mark most of the time. By the time they've finished creating something, it's almost obsolete. But, that's for them to fix. I like to, as much as I promote the living, or yeah, I promote the living crap out of Trade School Master. I try to make sure that I don't get too, you know, too affiliated with them. This is why I don't have an affiliate status with Trade School Master. You know, to promote their premium or whatever, because I like to try and stay as neutral as possible. I'm more than happy to help them out with testing their add-on and providing feedback and that sort of stuff, but I don't want to feel as if I'm kind of, you know, under the arm of Trade School Master at any point. Because I know I talk of it pretty critically at times. Oh, that's better. 115,000 gold. That's what we wanted to see. That must mean there's some juicy sales down the bottom of this mailbox then. Oh, we sold a Shadowgaster ring. We sold... That's... 36,000 gold. I have a sneaky feeling that's a rank 5, believe it or not. That's crazy underprice. An 8,000 gold shadow shadebound greaves, and then just, you know, lots of just 1,000 golds all over the place. 7k for Shadowgaster ring. That was probably the rank 3. And that's not too bad. 115,000 gold back in our pocket again after yesterday. We can live with that. By no means perfect, but we can definitely live with that. Turnover's king at this point. Most of this recrafted. We can probably put Draenor to bed, I think. I think we've still got plenty of stuff there to sell overnight. If we take a look at... yeah, we sold a couple... By the looks of things, we sold a couple of our rank 2 Shadowgaster rings yesterday. We didn't sell any of the necks, but yeah, we did sell... That was the rank 5 that we sold. To be fair, selling a rank 5 for like 5k loss is really not a problem at all. We gained, you know, we gained like 15 experience for crafting it. We actually lose less on selling a rank 5 than we do on selling a rank 3. So I'd obviously rather sell rank 5s because it's a smaller loss for the same amount of experience gained. It's very interesting to see just how non-profitable the entirety of jewel crafting is right now. Even rank 4s and rank 6s like wildly under my crafting costs. And I like to emphasize that, under my crafting costs, because I'm not getting everything at super duper prices, nor have I don't even think I've fully set up jewel crafting properly to price things correctly yet. So until I have it leveled up and maxed, it's just damage limitation anyway. So right, well, we'll let these things continue to sell. We're selling a few things. Oh, Shallow Lace Tunic for nearly 8k. Heavy Desolate Armor Kits. 10k's worth of Heavy Desolate Armor Kits. They must have been quite profitable. Nice. 5k for the tunic. Sold it for nearly 8. That'll do. That'll do. Is there a way for LST to see the potential profits on ranks you don't have yet? I mean, it already does. It already does. I don't have access to any more than rank 1 for any of blacksmithing, look. Yet it still shows me the values for all of them. It already does. To my understanding, as long as you've crafted at least one item, it will populate the table for the rest of them. So, for example, with Umberhide, Bone Shatter, and Grim Veiled. If I crafted one of each of these, it would then have data for all of it. I don't quite understand the reason why that's a thing, but it is a thing. Right, anyway, that's good to go now. I'm just gonna leave that as is. We can piece out of that one now. We're still trying to bang through this cancel scan over on our main realm. Right, there we go. There's our cancel done. Let's get these relisted. Spending a bit of time on the PTR today will hopefully expose a few answers to some of the questions we have. I would like to get flying unlocked in Zereth Mortis. It will make the whole, you know, exploring, testing, it will greatly improve my ability to do things effectively out there. I've just realised it's Love Rocket season again soon. When's it Love Rocket season? When does that start again? That's very, very soon, isn't it? When's Love Rocket season start? Lunar Festival starts on Sunday. Love is in the Air starts on the 7th. It will greatly improve your ability to not hate the Demon Hunter. Well, yeah, and that, yeah. Love is in the Air starts on the 7th. We need to plan ahead for this. Because I will get that stupid Love Rocket. The correct term is now X54 Heartbreaker. No, it's not. It's still the big Love Rocket. Cancel me for it. I don't care. Yeah, we're going to need to prepare for this because this is going to be 25 plus kills a day until we get this stupid thing. Yes, Janity. That is exactly what it is. I still don't have the dumb rocket, and I don't want it, but I still do it every year. Yeah, you and me both. You and me both. So I need to plan to do nothing that week other than farm Lovers in the Air to get a stupid mount that I probably won't ever use. But it's that, you know. See, I like hunting down rare mounts. This is what really frustrates me about the store mounts. As cool as the store mounts are, there's no challenge in just going to the store and buying it. If I have to, you know, if I have to kill a boss 500 times a year for 10 years in a row to still not get a mount, the day I actually get it, I might use it, you know? It's one of those that if you have to work towards, if you have to work for something, it's a lot more gratifying when you get it, regardless of how cool it looks or doesn't look. Hello. Yeah, go on then. 2. In fact, I don't think we've got that much bread. At least you're not in Asia where the 6-month sub's getting a spectral tiger now. Yeah, I'm sure that's going to annoy a few people. I'm quite sure that'll annoy a few people. It doesn't bother me so much because, I mean, I'm quite sure that the Chinese version of this game is almost a completely different game. And let's be honest, I don't have access to play that game, so I don't care what they have. This is one of those things, getting annoyed by something that you couldn't possibly have anyway. You know, I really don't care. Just bought all the store mounts with Lego money you helped me in making. Now I have to actively pick those to make it worthwhile. Well, yeah, this is it. Like at a moment's notice, I could buy all of the store mounts and pets and stuff if I wanted, but to this day, I still don't think do I own squeakers? I don't even know. I don't think I own any of the store mounts. Just for that reason, right? Sure, it's a cool mount, but it's not cool when everybody's flying around with it, and I had to do nothing but take my credit card out to get it. It's just not fun. Doesn't float my boat anymore, that. Right, let's throw this back in there just to get it out of the way. What am I going to do with all this lace stripe? Oh, I've got too much of the damn stuff. Just send it out of the way. Move it somewhere else. How can you sell items without cancel scanning a lot? Price things closer to what they cost. And sell a lot and post a lot of things is the simple answer. Yeah, you sell things to people that want to buy them. There's not, you don't have all, as much as people like to believe that they can, you know, have some control over it, you still only sell things to people who want to buy them. You can do things to kind of enhance your ability to sell them, but ultimately it's pretty, you know, one of the things that's often forgotten about when it comes to auction house PvP is you are selling to other real human beings. You're not selling to a computer, you're not selling to a robot. If somebody out there doesn't want to buy the thing, it doesn't matter how much cancel scanning you do or at what price you list it for. Things just sell when they sell. Often I tend to find the easiest way to get around that is to not be too greedy with what you ask for things that have a quite, you know, rigid price structure to them. Any crafted item, the easiest way to promote the sale of a crafted item is to craft it and sell it for as little profit as you're happy with. Because you will instantly put yourself in a competitive advantage over others who will be more greedy than you. And that's one of the simplest ways, but of course it's the least rewarding of ways. This is why all of those people that try, you know, live on the auction house cancel scanning all day long, but they make, you know, they make 100% profit on every item that they sell. I mean, that's great, but they've had to work a lot harder for those sales. So it's, yeah, it's, there's, you know, there is no true answer to how do you sell things. It's just make sure they're constantly crafted, make sure they're constantly listed, and make sure you're not being too greedy, and things will sell. Is the very simple answer. Right, that's everything relisted though. Do I dare? Okay, Corthite crystals are still 800 gold apiece. I'm in no rush to buy any more of these right now. There's always one way, sell it to a vendor. Well, yeah, sure. If you're selling to a vendor, that is an absolute cast iron guaranteed way, but sure. China doesn't get the Spectral Tiger for free. It's part of a bundle that costs $218 over the normal 6 month. I don't know. I don't care what China gets for their version of the game, because even, you know, I don't care because it doesn't affect me. I find it very confusing, people that get annoyed by things that they wouldn't be able to have anyway. Got Ashes 4 times in 15 kills. My days. I still don't have that one either. I should probably do some farming for mounts at some point. One day. But let's jump onto the PTR though. I want to spend as little time in retail as possible today. And the easiest way to do that is actually exit out of all of the accounts. That way, we're not tempted to, you know, oh, just a quick cancel scan, you know. PTR, go. Is there in TSM a crafting operation that can take sale rate above 0.10 into account? Yeah. You can. That's not the. I mean, you got to remember, there's 2 parts to that. Because your crafting operation is going to be ultimately based on profit. So what you're really saying is, what you really want to try and work out is how much profit do you want there to be in an item that has a sale rate above 0.1, and how much profit would there need to be in an item that has a sale rate less than 0.1, and that can be programmed into a crafting operation. Yeah. Right, let's see if we can find anything that's any hidden changes. Blizzard loves a good undocumented hidden change. Let's go see if we can hunt some down. Well, I think we'll head over to Zereth Mortis first. I want to investigate this new flying achievement, see if we can... there's a good chance, actually, that I might automatically get it, because I might have already done it. Mystery of the Progenitors. This is a mission table. There's some new mission table missions. Although, at least on my mission table, I don't appear to have had any new rewards. This is still a 3000 XP token and a broker's tailoring thing. What I'm more intrigued about, though, is to whether the loot table on these things has changed. Do I now get what do I get out of this? Shrouded cloth and lightless silk still. So no new cloth. Okay. So it might be a new... While it might be a new mission, it doesn't seem to be any new rewards for mission table-y stuff. $213 gear still. Hero skinning cash. That was the original stuff. Augment runes. 213 ring. XP token. Broker's tailoring moat. XP token. Herbalism. Bag. 213 piece of gear. Stygia, champion skinning cash, all of these are the same. Soul ash, heroes fish cash, 213 piece of gear. Big bag of herbs. Yeah, I've not got anything that screams new. Unfortunately. Got a couple of world quests to do. 239 gear continues to drop for us from world quests. 2 pieces of 239 gear. A couple of dailies we can go and do. Some anima. Alright, let's head over to Zereth Mortis then. In fact, I think I can hearth there because I've got Haven set as my hearthstone. There's also, I believe, a new thing for Vilo to sell us. So the Memory of Unity, let's just check that everything is still the same as what it was. Memory of Unity at Revered, 500 flux, that's the same. Font of Ephemeral Power gives you all of your conduits and raises them to 226. Now there's a new version of this, if I remember it right. It doesn't seem to show. Contract, once you hit Revered, that's the same old, same old. Crafter's Mark at Honoured. Tome of the Eternal at Honoured. The other Crafter's Mark also at Honoured. The Shaman Glyph at Revered. Scribes are going to want to get themselves to Revered pretty quickly. Never in the history of ever has a appearance changing glyph not been a really hot seller. So that will, you know, the first people to get Revered and start selling these along with the contracts, it'll be a good day in the office for those scribes. Anointed Proto Stag Reigns at Revered, using 5,000 of your anima. So there's a new mount to collect. The Broker Translocation Matrix, which is just your funky Hearthstone changing ability. Where's me tunes gone? Somebody's stolen the tunes. Exalted, you get your Eternal Augment rune. Still bind on pickup. 1 minute cooldown. Tabard at Exalted. A second mount at Exalted. Once again using anima. Was this one at Exalted? No, Revered. We get a mount at Revered and then a second mount at Exalted now. And then the Vessel of Profound Possibilities. There was that's interesting. There was something data mined which was a new version of this. New font of ephemeral power, but it was stating that it was Revered, but it putting the conduits at 239, so something that sat in the middle. Maybe that hasn't made it to the actual... Maybe that's not made it to the PTR yet. It was just data mined. That all seems the same. Where's this? Where's this? Where's this? Where's this? Where's this? Explore Zereth Mortis. There's a new... It's this one, look. So we've got a new achievement to go hunting down. Unlocking the secrets. Complete the Zereth Mortis achievements listed below. Explore Zereth Mortis. Curious Collections. Path to Enlightenment. Tales of the Exile. Adventures in Zereth Mortis and Means to an End. will award you with Zereth Mortis flying. This is a much better way to do it. A much better way to do it. Having it but locked at the end of the Cypher system, I knew from the very day that that was announced would be a bad idea and would get the hairs up on people's backs. This is I mean, it's more Pathfindery. I'm still annoyed the fact that we have to learn how to fly in the new zone again, but all of this should come relatively passively. Explore Zereth Mortis is quite simply your usual exploration achievement. Just go to all corners, head off to all corners, and you're good. Curious collections. Discover 5 hidden treasures of Zereth Mortis. Oh, well, there we go. That's not too bad. Then there's loads of these things. How many are there? 14 plus 13, 27. So 27, you know, one-time rares in Zereth Mortis. You only need to find 5 of them for the achievement, so that's not too bad. Path to Enlightenment. Complete the storylines listed below. Small pet problems. Not all are lost, and return to grace. Maybe we can pick up that return to grace quest at some point. We can probably tick that one off pretty easily. Hang on, be right back. Alrighty, sorry, we're back. We're back. Where did we get to? Where did we get to with this one? Unlocking the secrets. Oh yeah, path to enlightenment. So there's one final little bonus quest that we need to do. I would imagine one of these question marks on the map is actually that quest that we need. These should be pretty easy. Tales of the Exile. Read the volumes of Firm in Exile found in Zereth Mortis listed below. Okay, they're not listed below, but I guess these are more treasures to run around and find. Read volumes of something. I guess there's now books, maybe, that are dotted around Zereth Mortis for you to find. We'll wait for Handy Notes to do some good work on that one, for sure. Adventures in Zereth Mortis. Complete 10 of the following special encounters. Oh, so these are just killing the rares. These are simple ass. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, cool. We go kill one rare and we're golden on that one. And then means to an end, which we've already done, which is just to complete the storyline campaign. This is going to be the one that you're not going to be able to do in the first week. Everything else you're going to be able to bang through, no problems. But a means to an end is chapter... Oh, although technically it says we haven't done it here. So confused. So confused. The order of these chapters keep bouncing around. But by the looks of things... Chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's chapter 5. Means to an end is chapter 5. Once you've completed chapter 5 of the campaign... you'll unlock flying. So that's probably going to be 2 weeks after the game, after 9.2 launches, which is an acceptable amount of time to be out in Zereth Mortis and be restricted to being on foot. I don't mind that too much. If they're gonna make it so that we have to explore the zone and play that first little bit on foot, sure, why not? No biggie eventually. It's going to be a bit of a frustration to be running around doing all of the world quests and grinding that reputation on multiple characters on foot for the first couple of weeks. But then we'll get a nice easy way to do it once we've done just a little bit of the campaign. Cool. Don't mind that at all. Don't mind that at all. That's a much less egregious way of unlocking flying. Having it locked behind the cipher system and it being very, very heavily time-gated and farming-based felt just that touch too annoying, considering we've already unlocked flying once this expansion. To unlock it a second time in the same expansion, I already think is pretty gross. But you know, they gotta time-gate something in this game, otherwise it wouldn't be a Blizzard World of Warcraft MMO. But I'm happy with that. We'll bang these out today, I think, so we'll get flying on the PTR. It'll make exploring and testing a little bit better. But overall, I think that's a very positive change. Thank you, Blizzard, for listening to the community. This is another one of those that they're going to get a pat on the back for doing this when they should have probably just, you know, should have just done this to begin with. But either way, I'm glad to see the change come in before the game goes live, at least anyway. That means once I've done Chapter 5 of the campaign, I'm not touching that zone anymore, though. Well, for us legendary crafters out there, Crown of the Wills is the one we're actually interested in. Crown of the Wills is the campaign quest that gives us the Tome of Eternal. Now, this seems to, interestingly, has changed its position again in this patch to what is now looking to be the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth chapter. If it's the sixth chapter of the campaign, then it might be that we don't unlock the ability to craft rank 7 legendaries for 3 weeks. Good news for those still crafting and selling rank 6s. It means that people are going to have access to the raid without access to 2 legendaries and without access to rank 7s. Meaning that rank 6s are likely to still sell incredibly well in the first few weeks, especially to those players coming back who are playing catch up in the first place. There's going to be a couple of good weeks of rank 6 sales, I think, at the beginning. I see Corthite Crystals 2k plus. Hey, maybe. We speculated on this a little bit. Well, we've speculated it quite heavily, but there seems to be quite a debate out there on to just whether Corthite Crystals are going to be of any value or not. Now, it still, in my mind, it still depends heavily on just how costly the new vestige is going to be. But as we already know that we're probably not going to have access to the new vestige for a few weeks anyway. If we don't have access to it for a few weeks, it doesn't matter how valuable or how expensive or more importantly how cheap it could be, because you don't have it. Meaning that people are still going to be using Corthite crystals to make vestiges, to make ranks 6s for at least a couple of weeks, with zero incentive for anybody to be out in Korthia farming the things. So they will dry up really quickly, especially when a few big crafting goblins hoover them all up. Now, interestingly, after the first few weeks, once we do get access to the new vestige, and a few further weeks pass, I expect to see the price of Corthite crystals at that point like tank like a rock, because the likelihood is that the new vestige, unless they do something completely wild with the crafting costs of the new vestige, will supersede the old one very quickly. But it's safe to say that for the first couple of weeks of the new patch, Corthite crystals are still going to be an increase in value and an increase in demand, at least by my guesstimation. I'm never 100% spot on with these sort of estimations, but I'm usually pretty close. The trend on Corthite is already 126%. Well, yeah, there you go. That just goes to show people still want. The only reason that's happening is because people are still buying rank 6s, and every single day that goes past, there's less and less people out in Korthia farming. I imagine there's a huge amount of hoarding going on. It might be a bit bumpy. It depends though on the realm. I would love to do a huge amount of hoarding. The problem is there just isn't enough of a supply of Korthite crystals. I can barely cover what I need to recraft the legendaries that I'm selling, even before I consider hoarding the things. Now, obviously, that could be because there are other people actually hoarding them, and but even still, it's I don't think there's a huge amount of them going spare. There's got to be an influx of a material for people to buy extras, and I'm struggling on most realms that I play on to even see there being enough of them to even cover crafting. Never mind, a surplus amount for people to start stockpiling. And they're so goddamn expensive at this point. They're not far off 1,000 gold a piece on most big servers now. I mean, even big goblins out there are looking at the price of these and going, they're a bit expensive to stockpile. Especially considering just how much, heavy callous hide and whatever people are going to need as well. Stockpiling only works if you stockpile all of the materials. You can't just stockpile one of the material, because then you'll just get bent over on the price of another and your advantage is gone. If you're not stockpiling all of the materials you need to make crafts, then you're doing it wrong. I've tried hoarding them, but then all of a sudden another 10k a week is gone. It's almost impossible to stockpile them. Yeah, I mean, for as long as people still want their rank 6s and I keep having to recraft the things because they're selling, then it's nearly impossible to stockpile them effectively anyway. So I'm just inhaling some grilled cheeses real quick, and then we'll get to Korthia in a more active fashion. And every time the price of Korthite crystals goes up by like 100 gold on certain realms, it becomes more and more painful for those goblins to be buying them at the higher price. And on some of the big realms now, the fact that they're pushing 1,000 gold a piece, like, easily, like I said, it starts to get, especially considering on those big realms, the goblins there still remember the days when they were buying them for 100 gold each. Now they're 1,000 gold each. Oh my days. A 10x price hike across a single patch is pretty ridiculous. It's one of the only non-bind on pickup materials I think we've ever had that you can't actively farm for. I can't really think of anything in the past that's had this same effect to it. Because we were talking about this yesterday. Yes, there are multiple different ways to get Korthite crystals, but not any one of those ways is truly, you know, farmable. Sure, you can check on a bunch of alts every day to see if the right daily quest is up that gives you 2 or 3 Korthite crystals, but that's a one-time hit every day if the quest is up. Shaping Fate is the same. Shaping Fate is the same, that you can, obviously you can bang out the Shaping Fate quest, but it's a weekly quest. Once you've done it, you have to wait a week before you can do it again. Oh my god, I'm dying. Why? Why every time? Every time I eat something on stream. Yes, Doritos, I get it. It was easier to press the camera button than it was to find the mute button. Oh. Ooh. Yeah, just don't breathe. Just don't breathe. Easy game, right? Easy game, just don't breathe. Serious case of cheese lung. Ah, the deadliest of all of the diseases. Right, we'll leave the camera off for a couple of minutes until I have finished this. Maybe we'll put this one on instead. There we go. COVID 2022, also known as cheese lung. It wasn't the cheese though. It's got some oregano or something sprinkled on the top of it.
Hello there.
Which is which clearly has invaded my lungs. These grilled cheeses taste good, but they don't taste as good as the sushi. Ooh. Right, I'm gonna get rid of me plate. I'm gonna grab a drink so that I can get rid of this cheese lung, and then we'll bang through some Korthia real quick. He almost died eating a grilled cheese. Yeah. Stream of problems. Stream of problems. Occupy yourselves for a couple of minutes, boys and girls. I'll be back in 2. think I'm saved. We can go back to this one now, I think. Did a historical analysis of the price trends from 31st of October to the 10th of November, which was around the 9.1.5 patch. Herbs didn't really move, but ores went up an average of 21%. Heavy callous hide went up 39%. Lightless went up 11%. You know what's ironic? Is that all three... not necessarily all three. The drop rate on heavy callous hide increased by about 10%. The drop rate on lightless silk also increased. And the drop rate on a lithium ore also increased. And the essence prospecting rate increased as well in 9.1.5. So we had a huge, I wouldn't say huge, but we had an increase to the drop rate of materials, yet the prices still went up. I can't remember what the exact drop rate increases were, but they were not insignificant numbers. And yet, even with an increased drop rate on materials, the prices of things still went up. Now, mid-tier patches tend to do weird things, because mid-tier patches don't attract players to come back to the game, but they give really good reason to players still playing the game to want to buy things, which could be the case. In 9.2, I mean, let's be honest here, the likelihood is that a new patch, big prices. It's almost every single time. The question is how long do those big prices last before they stabilize back to what they were before? And let's not forget, this is probably the last major content patch, and so everything will be on the downturn very quickly in this patch, because everything crashes to bare minimum towards the end of an expansion. As people try and cash out, they clean out guild banks, they call it quits on whatever they're doing. If you've like Wu says, if you've stockpiled a bunch of materials, your opportunity to sell them for a profit is gonna be quite a short window of opportunity, I think. And that is still on the assumption that 9.2 brings a lot of players back to the game, which, I mean, that's it just depends how good a marketing job Blizzard can do to bring people back for 9.2. The cheat sheet is always linked in the Discord. The most recent up-to-date version, along with the change log, is always linked in the Discord. It's got its own channel in the Discord, so you can always find it in there. Alright, let's do a little runabout Corthia then. Let's do a runabout. Let's see if we can find... why is Bolvar giving me a... Oh, this is now tagged as a daily quest. Sure. Some more flux, another box. Sure, there's no reason to not have this. It's also rumoured that this patterns with patterns might end up being a twice-a-week quest. I think it's only twice a week for the purpose of the PTR. I don't think it'll end up being a twice-a-week quest. But
Right on time.
you supply the effort. Locate 10 enlightened provisions from chests, nests, relics, and other containers. 50 gold. Alright, sure. Is this the quest for...
Shall we converse?
The Burrowed Buffonid. Collect 15 Vespoid honey. Okay. Where's the one that we need for the achievement? One of these was... No, that's the read the tales of the thing. Okay. There was Alright, fine. Let's just get some stuff done. Well, now where's all the icons gone off me map? It's broken. Right, before we go too far, I want to quickly zip over here and look at the cipher table real quick. Maybe I linked it in Kuhn's chat. Said about don't tell him I linked it to you. You're supposed to go to the Discord. Next thing I know, it's linked on his spreadsheet with my name next to it. I will obviously always push people through the Discord, as it's a nice little as far as I'm concerned, it's a nice little funnel for people. If they want the cheat sheet is free. I'm not just going to give I'm not just going to give you the link to the cheat sheet, but obviously it's a publicly available link. If somebody else gives you the link, then you know that's I have no control over that. I'll always funnel people through the Discord though. Right, collect some stuff. Is this any different? Is this any different? Wow! We have 0 ciphers. What happened to all of my ciphers? Oh, thanks, Blizzard. Well, it updated and we got the last version of this just in time for us to not really need it. And just in time for them to apparently have stolen all of my ciphers. That's really nice. I'm glad I didn't stockpile many of these for the purpose of testing this thing then. God damn. Okay. Well, we'll grab a few ciphers on our travels today. Spend 300 more ciphers to increase the effectiveness of your cipher equipment. I've still not been able to find quite much of anything that relates to this cipher equipment yet. I still don't think that's fully been implemented on the PTR. Is this a... Oh, look! Oh, look! This is one of those research note things for one of the achievements. Firm's research notes. Massive, great big yellow dot on the map. Well, that was not too difficult. Haven't seen you do this bit before. A quick rundown of the table and what buffs it gives. The cipher table is literally... it had the... Up until very recently, it was the key to unlocking flying, basically. But they've changed that literally, like, yesterday. Now this is a very simple sort of progression path. With some very optional things to it. You've got this little dude that follows you. What's his actual name? His name's Poco Pock or something. I call him Cocoa Pops because I can't remember his real name. Yeah, Poco Pock, this dude. We'll summon him up. This little fella is your assistant through Zereth Mortis. He has access to do a bunch of different things in and around Zereth Mortis. And this is basically the cipher system, is the way that you can get him to do different stuff. There is core system upgrades. So it's going to, you know, mark things on the mini-map that are going to be useful to you, allow visual customizations of him. You can give him different skins and stuff like that. The console upgrades themselves allows you to have, or allows you to stack some buffs that are available in Zereth Mortis. Stacking the buffs, allowing you to, you know, have them last for longer. Everything that's going to give you like small incremental just quality of life, power, creep type things. Wildlife control. There are animals out in the wild in Zereth Mortis that Poco Pock has the ability to control, and then he gains abilities from. And then direct upgrades to Poco Pock himself is the last thing that you're picking up. So you can give him, he has a spin cycle, so he does rend on a bunch of stuff. A light barrier, presumably for tanking and healing. Increases his maximum energy. Oh yeah, this is a thing that's a little bit annoying. Cocoa Pops has an energy bar, and a lot of the things you want to interact with in Zereth Mortis cost Poco Pock energy. In very mobile game-esque fashion, he has 10 energy to start with, and he regenerates his energy slowly over time, real time. And so you may, you know, only be able to do short bursts of things because you run out of Pocopoc energy. But there are ways to give him more energy. He regenerates his energy faster, that sort of thing. So it's entirely optional now, which is good. Like I said, it used to hold the key to flying, but they've removed that. So now you can quite literally just progress through this at your leisure. The more ciphers is just, you find ciphers through killing rares, through looting treasures, through daily quests, that sort of stuff in Zereth Mortis. You can only acquire them through Zereth Mortis, as far as I'm aware anyway. And the more of them you spend, the better your cipher equipment level increases. But this cipher system doesn't seem to be implemented on the PTI yet. Yeah, Conduit Energy 2.0. Yeah, I know. They were like, they obviously didn't learn from the outrage of having Conduit Energy. So they thought, how can we build Conduit Energy back into the game? I'll tell you what, we'll give it on the companion for Zereth Mortis and hope nobody notices. Really frustrating. Everybody loved Conduit Energy version 1, so let's do it again. Yeah, exactly. It's a bit silly. It's a bit silly. They don't learn. People will always fight back against very mobile-esque gameplay elements in this game. Yet Blizzard seem to feel to push them back on as every patch and just hope that we don't notice. This, for example, is one of the creatures that can be controlled by Cocoa Pops. Takes 1 energy. In this scenario, it's actually for the purpose of a quest, but then he takes control of this thing, and I guess I don't actually know what he does with it. Detach it from the automa. Encourage Pocopoc to look out for noteworthy objects. Sure. Look out for stuff. View more advanced options. Activate aggressive croutines. Activate supportive croutines. Oh, okay, so you can get him to do damage. You can get him to go and aggro shit, or you can get him to be... Oh, okay, clever. God forbid they actually let people play the part of the game that they enjoy too much. Yeah, I know. I know. There's not a single game out there where, you know, people are happy to see these just very deliberate time gating mechanics used, but, you know. What are you going to do? Okay, there's a thing on our mini-map. Is this another... What is it trying to highlight to me on the mini-map? Is it just this thing? Oh, okay. A lot more stuff goes on your mini-map this time. Like, what's this? A desire to tame the wild, make what is vicious playful. It can shift one to another with enough time. The weave of reality flows in all directions, making outcome possible. Alright, sure. Just run around and do some of the dailies. Let's get some stuff done. If we try to work towards getting the flying achievement, that's probably something I should be ticking off my to-do list. Hang on, we're only moving at 320% speed here. What's going on? Oh yeah, of course, because we're not flying. Yeah. Still got our full speed set on. Lovely stuff. They had the winning concept with a Timeless Isle, just released it and went go nuts. Could farm the rares, pointless rep that people still did, all at your own pace. Yeah, I'm not sure why they... See, if they just double down on the whole... I think what they need to do is they need to just embrace the fact that there is competition out there nowadays. Back in the day, it was kind of like people would happily play the game 24 hours a day given the opportunity, 7 days a week. And I don't think Blizzard ever really struggled to incentivize people to log in on a daily basis to play the game, because people actually wanted to. The problem is now is that there's significant competition out there, and it could be argued that the more times that Blizzard try and incentivize people to log in, it has the natural pushback effect, right? People push back against these mechanics that incentivize you to log in every day. They might still do it anyway because they want to, but they want to do it because they want to do it, not because they've been given a good reason to do it, you know. I really wish that they'd just double down on the whole, sure, this is a game, here's the content, do it at your own pace, and then just, if you want to go off and do something else, go off and do something else. But I guess in Blizzard's eyes, that's the same as admitting defeat, I guess. Speed gear doesn't work outside Shadowlands. Correct. The outrageous amounts of stacking speed gear mount speed by 10% while in Shadowlands. Now, interestingly, the speed on the gear in theory does work everywhere, meaning that these speed sets might actually be pretty viable even outside for like dungeon farming and whatever. Because there's two affixes. You've got the plus speed and you've got the plus mounted speed. Whilst the mount speed may not work, the basic speed on the gear probably should. Getting proto flesh all over the place from killing these things, you know. Considering the new feast, we had a little look at the new feast the other day. A weird system in terms of, you know, you place down a community cooking pot, and everybody has to chip in with their own materials. And once the cooking pot is full, then everybody gets the buff. I think anybody that spends any time in Zereth Mortis is going to find that they end up with loads of this proto flesh. So the old meats are probably not going to be all that useful. Although it's already considered that many people just continue to use the old feasts because, you know, it's a simple buy a feast, place down a feast. There's no complications with it. But the old feasts will probably be more expensive, so. Need to find some more bees. Bees make honey. You know it won't be everybody though, right? It's still going to be just one person putting in all the food. Well, I guess. There'll still be the feast dude. Every raid has the feast dude. Pulp covered relic. What are you then? Oh. Okay. Well, that was underwhelming. Oh, it's there again. Let's click it again. How many times are we going to have to click this before we get something? This is going to trigger a rare, isn't it? I can guarantee this is going to trigger a rare. Let's try again. Did you hear about the feast, dude? You got cheese long? Tragic. Tragic. Lost another good one. Oh, shit. What was that? We got 12 Cosmic Flux and a bunch of stuff. Oh, nothing overly interesting. Enlightened Provisions. What was this for? You supply the effort. Locate 10 enlightened provisions from chests, nests, relics. Oh, okay. That was just a collection daily quest. Okay. Cheese long strikes again, hey? Being this far into the PTR and professions getting polished every week, do you think they'll just skip the usual tier 2 consumables, flasks, potions, food? I am starting to worry that we're getting so late into the development, it seems, to have not seen a new wave of, you know, profession stuff. That I am starting to be a little bit concerned they just might not bother. But, you know, you never know with these things. It could literally turn up the last day before it goes live. You know, it might not be something that they consider overly essential to test. And so, you know, it's not high on their priority list. Something as simple and as easy as that, though. I mean, it's as simple as, you know, creating a new item. And, I mean, it's not like they haven't done that 500 times before in previous patches. You would kind of think that they could easily bang that out in 10 minutes. Yeah, I don't really know is the easy answer. I mean, sure, I'd love to see a whole new wave of profession stuff, but every time we have a new patch and once again we see nothing new, it starts to concern me that we just might not have it. Which is going to do weird things for the materials, you know. We could end up being in an Argus situation with materials where even the new materials end up just being trash tier materials, even in the patch that they're launched in, just because there's so little use for them. It's going to be really odd to see. The problem is I genuinely don't think much thought's been put into anything profession-wise this entire expansion. Obviously, the person they hired to focus on professions and rewards maybe they've not passed their probationary period yet. Maybe they don't have much input or say in the development of stuff yet. Maybe that's all ready and waiting for the next expansion. Oh, this is nice that we get a quest that gives us some sand-worn relics, though. These are used in one of the gearing paths. One of these dudes. Which one is it? I think it's this fella over here. No, here we go. Relic Seeker. This dude sells a bunch of gear for these sand-worn relics. 246. Not outrageously, explosively high item level gear, but it's the next step up, catch up sort of gearing system. Somebody told me that there's new health. Yeah, there's a new health potion, but that's literally it. They might not do it because of the insane power creep with 2x Legos and tier sets. The last patch of the expansion, they shouldn't be worrying about power creep. I mean, it doesn't matter at that point. Look what they did with flipping. The last patch of the expansion, if anything, is where they can focus less on balance and stuff, because it doesn't matter if you go super duper Super Saiyan mode, because they just delete everything at the end of an expansion anyway. Now, arguably, I don't think that they should be doing that all the same, but I would love to see, you know, some of the systems actually progress on. Oh, this dude's a vendor. Oh, who sells literally nothing. Alright, sure. I was half hoping you'd sell something interesting, but no. How do we get round the back of this thing? There's a... Hang on, I think we've gone the wrong way. Legos will stay in rank in 10.0 and we'll be able to upgrade to rank 10. Please, for the love of God, no. Please, no. I do not want another expansion of Legos. I'm happy to have made the gold I've made off Legos this expansion, but I'll be very pleased to see the back of them. Very pleased to see the back of Legos. I'm done with legendaries. We're not even into patch 9.2 yet, and I'm done with legendaries. But it's because it's boring. It's just boring. I don't want Pokepop to have a spider. Like I said, I love legendaries from the gold that they can very easily make you once you've got the system up and running, but they're so boring. It's just a rich get richer scheme, and it's once you get ahead of the curve with it, you're just printing money. There's no fun in it. Neomote residue and solidified neomotes. Can we get that from this way? Do we need to go down? I think we need to go down, don't we? Ah, yes, here we go. Kill things. Pet do pet things. Money not funny? No. My main concern with legendary, I suppose I would be happy if the legendaries were still a thing, but they were just, I would want them to be less overall super duper mega OP. The fact that they are so super duper mega OP makes it very difficult to want to do anything else than just craft and sell legendaries. I wouldn't mind if there was a system identical in that of the legendaries, but just toned down. They're just too overpowered. I want to feel as if going and doing something else is still sort of worth my time, which is a feeling you don't get when you get deep with legendaries. It's a difficult, you know, difficult emotion to really get across, but because I know there's many people out there that would kill to be able to make, you know, mad level gold off legendaries, but Legion crafted Legos was a good middle ground. Yeah. Yeah, it was a reasonable middle ground. They weren't, I mean, sure, you could make a bunch, but the thing is, the Legion ones had the difficulty that they were almost, in my mind, too restricted for a crafted item. For a crafted item that you could, you know, you basically could craft one a week. I can't remember the exact materials that went into them, but there was definitely some item that was in limited supply. I can't remember what it was. I can't really remember. It was a while ago. They were, I would say they were closer to a system that would be acceptable in my mind. I just hate the way it devolves into a cancel scan fest. Yeah, that's a very fair point. In my mind, though, there's just inherent issues with how the auction house works. Especially on items that are that valuable. On an item that is that valuable, that has relatively zero risk in listing it, they need to, in my eyes, I think, I've talked about this a little bit on how I think that they could rectify the cancel scan system. There's no real there's no perfect way to do it. But a thought that I had a while ago on how to potentially rectify it was to put more of a more of a risk on, or more of a cost on listing things on the auction house. And that cost can be relative of the price that you charge for it. This would also incentivize people to post things at prices where they feel that they might actually sell. In one sweep, it instantly kills the transmog market, but I mean, that's a casualty I don't mind. That you would, to incentivize players to post things on the auction house at a price that they feel is worthwhile enough that it would actually sell. It would also naturally balance supply and demand, because people would very quickly decide against crafting things that they could already see are super saturated already. I don't know. It's a hard one. The problem is it's just the way what is this thing? An ancient beacon. The way the auction house works from a fundamental level is going to incentivize cancel scanning nowadays. And there's nothing you can really do about it other than to... we put the orb in the beacon, and what did the beacon then do? Did that just give us a buff? It gave us a buff, a 2-minute buff. Drawing the light, attracting beauty. I don't need to attract beauty, I am beauty. Stupid game. Doesn't know what it's talking about. Let me tell you a story about buy and sell orders. Well, I mean, that's another system, right, that is potential, but for them to be able to implement something like that, it requires them to basically overhaul the way the auction house works from the ground up again. Which is, in Blizzard's eyes, I don't think is actually necessary enough. Because let's be honest, the cancel scan thing is only really of a concern to those that engage in it. And the percentage of the player base that engages in cancel scan wars is literally what the 1%. It doesn't affect 90% of the player base. And because it doesn't affect 90% of the player base, I don't think Blizzard really cares all that much. The only reason they revamped the auction house back in, when was it, like 8.2, was because it was having a massive detrimental effect on the server stability. And so they kind of were backed into a corner where they really had to do something about it because it was affecting the majority of the player base. You couldn't buy things on the auction house, you couldn't list things on the auction house because the amount of lag that was being caused. So they had no choice but to do something. The cancel scan meta, though, doesn't affect enough people for Blizzard to really care about. That's the thing. It's really annoying to the people that have to fight against it. But it's only super annoying to those very small amount of people. If anything else, it actually goes to guarantee a good supply of items on the auction house to everybody else. So why are all these twinkling and why can't I do anything? Oh, debris. Hang on. Generate. What is this? Generate wind suction strong enough to do something else. Where's the thing? I can't use the thing. Why can't I use it? Generate wind suction strong enough to remove debris from Vespoid nests. Well, I can't seem to do anything or click on anything. Is this just busted? It doesn't seem to want to do anything. Okay. Maybe that quest's a no-go. Maybe that's why there's so many people around here. Because everybody's trying to get this thing to work and it doesn't work. Either that or I'm doing something terribly wrong. Drop a target dummy on the ground that attracts nearby monsters. Okay. Can we get leverage trading too? Oh god, there's a really great way to lose all of your gold. I still find 8.3 hilarious. We're taking away the Brutasaur, so you know, get it while you can. Oh my god, well, why are people cancel scanning so much? Yeah, because you gave everybody an incentive to grind 5 million gold out of nowhere. Okay, I think this buzzed quest is just busted. Throw up some NFTs on the auction house. I mean, maybe. I don't really know what the overall solution would be to the cancel scan thing. But that's equally probably why I'm not a game developer. I'm a game player. I don't often have the answers to those sorts of things. I believe I can probably come up with some solution maybe, but God, it amazes me just how lost I get without, you know, add-ons such as Zygor to just tell me where to go all the time. Kind of forget how to play the game properly. Some anima webbing. This is just anima. 19 ciphers and some more cosmic flux. Lovely stuff. What next then? Enlightened provisions collected. That's the zone-wide one. That's just pick up lots of treasures. Choose your fighter. Custodian Thai spoken to at Provis Strata. Well, let's go do that one then. Does the quest work if you click on the item in the bag? No, I tried either way. I think the quest might just be broken. We'll come back to it once we've done other stuff and try and figure it out in a bit more detail. There's also supposedly rares around here somewhere. Does it work over here? Yeah, it doesn't seem to work over here either. Right, so pick a dude, right? What's going on here? Choose your fighter. We have Harrier, Protector, or Mender. We'll have a Mender dude. Let's try the Mender. And then go kill things. Okay. Fine. Is our Mender dude not coming with us? Okay. We can go kill things, but the Mender's not interested in actually playing game. Sure. Well, I wish I'd have known that before I pulled half the zone. It's lovely to think that you have a pocket healer who then goes AFK. Thanks for that. Great. Excellent. Or does it just give us some sort of buff or something? I don't know. No. Did you see they're offering the Swift Spectral Tiger to Chinese players on the shop? Yeah, I saw that screenshot. Oh, we have got a Mender dude. I saw that screenshot. It doesn't bother me. The Chinese game is like completely different. It's like, in my eyes, it's similar in that as to getting annoyed that there's a new mount in Minecraft that you would like to have in WoW. It's a different game. It doesn't matter. I genuinely don't care. I don't have access to play that game anyway, so why should I be concerned if they have a mount? Maybe I'm also slightly biased by the fact I have the Spectral Tiger anyway, so I'm not that fussed. The Tiger is TBC only. It doesn't matter. It's not a game I play. Not a game I have access to. I don't live in China. Is that all we had to do for that? Was that killing 10 things? Are we done? I guess we're done. And we can go hand it in. This buzzed is broken. We need to go hand that one back in, hand that one back in. Well, I guess then, let's go do this world quest. We should really try and work out what we need to do for this flying achievement. This whole process would be much easier if we had flying. Get sponsored by NordVPN and you'll be able to. Yeah, that's true. I'd rather get sponsored by ExpressVPN because I actually give them money every month already. You're a big dude that I do not want to get in the way of.
We have discovered a relic that attracts Otoma. I think this could be useful. Come meet with me.
Targeting relic obtained, alright,
Try
sure.
using the relic to direct these Otoma. If
Mark
they listen,
location to
they
attract
can be used
Automa
destroy the
protectors to
Mothman.
fight in the area. Alright. More sworn forces slain. So can we just run up to a big dude, drop one of these, and say, oi, fight.
Shackles and chains.
Cool.
You shall
Alright.
be silenced.
And they just go to town and shred him. Lovely
Your
stuff.
cosmos is
I guess we now need to do this a bunch of times. But we need something to be angry about at Blizzard. Well, that's true. We haven't talked about the new game yet. Now, obviously, this is Blizzard's. I tweeted this out yesterday that only Blizzard could announce something that's unannounced. There was some irony in them announcing something that's still technically unannounced. By definition of announcing it, it's no longer unannounced, Blizzard. But either way, yeah, they are creating a new game. They are creating a new survival game. Now, that's such a widely broad term that, I mean, there's not a lot to read into it. Although I was surprised to see just how many YouTube videos there were on a topic that is unannounced this morning. like, how much can you possibly, you know, how can somebody make a 10-minute video out of something that's not been announced yet? But either way, YouTubers will do YouTube things. I am technically one of them, so I guess. But there was, let me see if I can find the tweet. Let me get to a safe spot and we'll take a look at the tweet. Someone said the game is set in the Blizzard headquarters. You play as a female employee. Oh God. Oh God. Is it too soon? I don't know. Is it too soon? I'm not sure if it's acceptable to find that funny yet. Announced with 2 artistic pictures. Yeah, exactly. So there was, where's the link? So there was this, right? Create a new universe with us. This is actually on the Blizzard, news.blizzard.com. Blizzard is embarking on our next quest. We are going on a journey to a whole new universe, home to a brand new survival game for PC and console. Please hold, I'm about to die. Professional streamer at work here, boys and girls. Let's get somewhere slightly safer. I think this might be slightly safer. Yeah, Blizzard is embarking on our next quest. We're going on a journey to a whole new universe, home to a brand new survival game for PC and console. A place full of heroes we have yet to meet, stories yet to be told, and adventures yet to be lived. A vast realm of possibility awaiting to be explored. Every story needs a teller and every world needs builders. What if that could be you? For 30 years, Blizzard has been creating universes for millions of players around the globe. This requires a diverse team of developers willing to lend their voices to listen and to be heard. That is our mission. Do you like survival games? Do you want to join a collaborative team of experienced developers at the early stage of a new project in a new world? Good choice of words there, Blizzard. Well done. And help write the next chapter in the Blizzard story. So yeah, it's basically an unannounced survival game. They have managed to announce the unannounced. They have They have broken the matrix by announcing something that's unannounced. Congratulations, Blizzard. Well done. But they are basically in the scouting for developers, because rumor has it they might have lost a few of those recently. Unannounced survival game, only female applications will be allowed. Yeah, I think it is still too soon. I think it is still too soon. But either way, it's nice to see that they're working on new IP. They need something new. Blizzard have not had anything new for a long ass time at this point. Overwatch was arguably the last big new thing, and even Overwatch was a happy mistake. Overwatch was just the remnants of their Titan MMO that was a failure. Then they just recuperated all the assets that they could, turned it into Overwatch, and were lucky enough to, you know, create something that was reasonably successful from it. But yeah, it's nice to see them doing something new. I kind of thought the DayZ days were over, but apparently they're not. Apparently we're going to have another survival game. I guess things like Rust seem to be doing pretty well right now, so I guess Blizzard want in on that. The likelihood is, though, is this is something that is still... I mean, this is so early in development, it's not even funny. So we're not seeing anything significant from this for a good few years still. This is a 2025 alpha sort of scenario, it looks like here. We'll see. Did any of those 3 developers leave? Oh dear. Really awkward that Blizzard missed out on Dota. I mean, there's not really much you can read into this. I mean, it's a survival game. It could literally be anything. It could be anything at this point. But it's nice to see that they're doing something new and they're pushing forward with something actually new. They need something new because, let's be honest, the current IPs that they have, they've milked them pretty effectively at this point. So we'll see what comes from this, but it was interesting to see this turn up yesterday in people's tweets. Oh god, I can't believe I was stood so next to this, so close to this dude, and he didn't aggro me. This is a 100% nothing burger. It's so far away. Look at D4. We got screenshots, videos, and that game's even farther away. This has nothing. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's there's no substance to it at all. I would expect to then not really see or hear anything about this for like easily 24, 36 months at this point. One thing that Blizzard are very good at is taking their time developing stuff. Even in days where everything seems to be rushed out and zerged out, and to a degree it often feels like the current, you know, World of Warcraft in a weird sort of way often feels very rushed, even though it still seems to take 9 months for them to release a patch, but you know what I mean. It's nice to see them maybe just take their time with something and get it right. We need content regularly, so here's a game coming up in 5 years, maybe. Yeah. Didn't they learn from Titan, the Project Titan? Well, I mean, like I said, they were fortunate enough to be able to salvage something from their efforts there. But that was obviously them trying to create a new MMO off the back of the success of World of Warcraft. And apparently, not that we know a huge amount about the Titan game, it went through multiple iterations before they ultimately decided to can it completely. And they salvaged what they can and made Overwatch out of it. They can't even release Diablo Mobile. Well, yeah, they've basically rebuilt that again, apparently, from what we can gather.
Success. This relic has new possibilities to help us defeat the Mossworm.
Right, now to get back to some remnants of safety. Do not enter. I couldn't even if I want to. Oh, the chest. Okay, the chest that was lingering behind here is obviously a one-time chest then. Boo. Okay. List have said what Titan was about. In the day, you would work you would work a job, but at night, all the zombies and such would come out. Is that what it was? I mean, I don't blame them for canning it if that was their approach. Hang on. What's this? This is a thing we need to... Oh no, it's another stupid spider. I'm trying to keep my eyes out for these scrolls. There's a bunch of scrolls we need to run around and collect. But I'm yet to be able to find many of them. Wasn't Diablo Immortal... Oh, Diablo Immortal was literally within months of being released. Until they decided that they weren't happy with it. Because the Diablo Immortal, basically, they shipped it out to some other developer to make it. They were just going to slap a Blizzard badge on it. Then when it came back, they weren't happy with it, so they've basically remade it again.
Ah, it is you.
And then, you know, shit hit the fan, and, you know, everything went a little bit cuckoo crazy, so... It'd be a real world like ours, but at night all the monsters would come out. There would also be some time travel. Sounds like a C-list horror film. Must be pretty gutting for a developer to work on a project for 3 years and for it to never see the light of day. I think if you work in the gaming industry for any length of time, I think you kind of get used to that. As I tend to, even though some game developers do seem to just regurgitate just dog shit most of the time, at least from what I understand of the industry, is probably only 20% of what gets developed actually sees the light of day. So I think that's just part and parcel of the job, I think. And a lot of the time you're working on projects for the experience of working on the project, I think. If you manage to actually create something that does get to be seen by general players, yeah. That's for any creative industry. Yeah, that's it, I think. Because creativity is difficult to quantify, right? You don't know that you've got a banger until you give it to people to test. I mean, look at Minecraft, for example. Minecraft was like just a passion project for Notch initially. He had no real intentions of it becoming or, you know, anything. And then it was only when it got put in the hands of people, it was like, wow, actually, this is really quite cool. And they built upon it from there, but... So, that, actually, we triggered something there. What did we get? The Adventures in Zereth Mortis. So, we are now working further towards this one. Where's it gone? The Unlocking the Secrets, this is it. So, Path to Enlightenment we still need, and Tales of the Exile. Tales of the Exile is this find all of the volumes kicking about. So we're going to have to try and work out where all of those are. And the last part of it is Path to Enlightenment, which is this one last quest, a return to grace. We need to find this quest and do it. Are any of the... No, that's... okay, we don't seem to have access to that quest even. Not sure. Let's keep plucking away at the daily quests. Working creatively, as long as you're getting paid, you essentially get a paid training and a +1 in a portfolio. Yeah, that's how I think most people see it. That they almost don't actually expect things to be made publicly available. It's just you know, it's practice, it's experience. It gives them something to say. Right, well, I worked on this previously for when they apply for something new. I imagine it's a very, whilst it takes a very creative person, I equally imagine it's a very challenging career to go down, because you are constantly working on, you know, new things for different people all the time. You rarely probably find, I can't imagine there's many developers that end up, you know, working for a company and staying at that company for years. They bounce around quite a lot before they find a quote-unquote home. Oh, this is the frog quest again. I remember this. As long as you're not a game dev, you probably won't be forced to sleep under your cubicle in the US during crunch time. Crunch time is gross. There's no need for crunch time. There's honestly no need for crunch time. If the game's not ready, don't release it. Forcing people to do 80-hour weeks just to hit an arbitrary deadline to please the shareholder is disgusting. There's no justification for any of that. If it's not ready, don't release it. Oh, can we not jump that far? But then again, this is also because... I mean, the justification for crunch time, not that there's much of any of it at all, is that marketing a game is often a considerable percentage of the overall cost of producing a game. Now, your marketing is very specifically lined up to happen at a certain time, and is not really something you want to go back on once you've planned it. So you kind of, obviously you need to work to deadlines to a degree for certain reasons, but yeah, some better planning could probably be done to prevent such a, you know, egregious working conditions for people. 22 out of 23, and I'm running out. Oh, there's more eggs over here. How did I miss those? Okay. $28. Well, there's one there. $29. Oh, of course I'm stuck at 29. There we go. Can we get over there? Boing. Big frog mode. Big frog mode. Cypher etched band. 239 world quest gear. What was this on the map? Oh, is it this thing? Oh, it's the snail. Okay. Living in Sweden, so I've not heard it happening all that often around here. Unions generally wreck that shit, but I don't know about other professions. Yeah, well, Sweden's got the, at least from my opinion, Sweden's got the advantage of being, you know, quite a well-developed, well-established, wealthy, for the most part, country. And so, yeah, employees can't quite get away with the same level of shit that they can do in other countries. Done plenty of all-nighters, but I run my own company, so I can't really blame anybody but myself. Well, if you're your own boss, then the only person you can blame is yourself. Yes, that is true. Hire some kid to do it for you. Problem solved. Or is that frowned upon nowadays? I keep seeing yellow dots on the mini-map, and then when I go and look for them, they disappear. How am I meant to find things if they keep disappearing? This is skinning heaven, by the way. All of these natives Sevavid things, we're going to call them goats. All of these goats, this little alleyway here is absolute skinning heaven. For anybody that wants to come and do some skinning in Zereth Mortis and test it out. These things hyperspawn, and there's loads of the goddamn things. They don't seem to drop the new leather though. So there'll be a good skinning spot for existing mats, but not so much for the new stuff. The new leather seems to primarily drop from the rares or the really big mobs, not so much the little random stuff. Why can I not click the thing? Is it because we've got aggro? R/anti-work makes the USA seem like a Dystonian empire. Look, if you hang around on Reddit too long, that sort of thing's going to happen. Right, this is where Poco Pock can either use all of his energy to prevent us from having to do the quest, by quest, the puzzle, or you can spend 2 energy to then do the puzzle. I like the fact that it says your successful completion will cost 2 energy. It doesn't cost you 2 energy to start it. Oh, this is an easy one anyway. Oh, well, this is meme level easy, so let's get those out the way. Oh, hang on, that doesn't help, does it? Meme level easy, he says. As he fails it. There we go. Whoa, all of that for a 239 piece of gear. Alright, fine. 100 reputation with the Enlightened. I probably should have been tracking my progress with the Enlightened a little bit more aggressively, but where are we at now reputation wise? Not that it really makes too much difference. We are still only friendly, but I'm far from proactive with doing stuff out here. Let's head back over to Haven. We've got a quest to hand in over there. Just running around doing a few daily quests though. We're already 66% through this patterns with patterns. This is going to be no more difficult than the, what do you call it? It's going to be no more difficult than Shaping Fate, especially when the zone is just full of stuff to do, or full of people, I should say, and everybody's killing all of the rares, and you have handy notes, so you know where everything is and whatever. It should be pretty straightforward. Can you tell me what the website was that you checked on how many people have a certain crafting recipe? I didn't know that existed. It's called Data for Azeroth. Datafораzeroth.com. I'm not entirely sure how it collates its information, but yeah, we stumbled across it a little while ago. It's quite a fun little website to do some digging and try and find some stuff out on. There's some yeah, there's some interesting stuff to be found on there. Is it just pulling straight from the Armory API? It should be relatively accurate then, I'd guess, if that's the case. It keeps highlighting these little things as a enlightened provision to collect, but it doesn't actually seem to do anything for progress. Hello, wives. This one's just flopped. Yeah, she's just chilling. Their percentages are based on 900,000 accounts. Not all of them are scanned. I mean, it's about as representative as you can probably get, though. Oh, great! That's fantastic. That one. That's Can we maybe attack that from a different angle and maybe not get a thing in the way of it? Haha. Oh no, it's one of these stupid ones. Oh. Okay. Right. Time for some logical thinking. Dots. Circles. Circles. More circles. No, they're not going to be the right ones. 1, 2, 3 triangles. No, of course not. I've got more than an aneurysm. 3 of the big outer shapes. No. 3 things, 3 things, 3 things. Where's Zygle when you need it? Zygle's not going to help you with these. 1, 1, and 1. No. 3, 3, and 3. No. I hate these things. It makes me feel so dumb. Oh, it's like the most offensively bad game of noughts and crosses ever. IQ dropping by the second. I can't even get one. Right, fuck this one. Let's try again. I'm of the belief that they're different every time and some of them just aren't possible. I'm going to go... See, they change every time. I'm just going to assume that some of them aren't possible. I'm going to 500 IQ these. 2 dots in the middle. 2 dots in the middle. 2 dots in the middle. No. Fuck. I mean, oh no. 1 dot in the middle. 2 dots in the middle with a different shape. 3 dots in the middle with a different shape. Yes. Genius. Find the pattern. I can't see any more patterns. 1 of a thing. 2 of a things. 3 of a things. Oh, check me. But that, are these a 3 because they're all different shapes? Hey, I'm a genius. I'm an actual genius. And I received all of absolutely nothing for doing that, apparently. Great. Sure. Thanks for quite literally nothing. Well, well, well. What is the goal of this? Just to clear the screen. I was trying to go and hand this one in. Core control. Oh, I've done that one. Oh, I need to go hand that one in. Okay. That's why I was over here. Like Candy Crush and Najatar. At least people understand Candy Crush. Those little mini games, nobody understands them. I can see myself skipping these until an add-on comes out to do it for you. Yeah, you and me both.
So close to understanding. Oh, hello.
Have we picked up enough ciphers on our travels to tick another thing off here? We've only gathered up 53 ciphers so far. And we need pretty much 80 ciphers to do 70, 65, 70, 75. Yeah, you need 70, 75 to pretty much do anything. Gotta head to bed, work tomorrow. Peace out. Cheers, dude. Sleep well. Catch you laters. Never played Candy Crush. I thought it was Bejeweled. Yeah, you're obviously of the generation before Candy Crush, like myself. Okay, so we can't do anything more on that little mission table thing. This buzzed quest seems to be busted. The Enlightened Provisions is zone-wide. Well, there's not really a huge amount of... It's not really, then, a huge amount of things for us to still do in Zereth Mortis from an exploration point of view, other than to try and work on this unlocking the secrets. Path to Enlightenment is just this one quest that I don't seem to have any understanding of how to do. Return to Grace. Let's look the quest up on Wowhead and see if it makes any sense. Return to Grace. How and where do we get this quest? Speak to some dude and give him the good news. Over in this direction. What's the breadcrumbs of it though? Lost Grace, restore the flow, an automa-free diet, then return to Grace, and then finally the wellspring of the first ones. So there is a bit of a storyline to it. Let's see if we've already completed it. No, we've not completed it. So at least we know it's possible. We need to go over to Pilgrim's Grace then. We should have guessed, shouldn't we, really? It's called A Return to Grace. And this is called Pilgrim's Grace. Haha. Genius, right? Actually genius. Oh! Haha, we even have the quest called A Return to Grace. Well, I'm a donkey. It's not my fault it doesn't show up on the map. Okay, let's head over there then. Once we've got that one done then, what's the last one we need to do? Tales of the Exile. Oh, this one is the... This is the scrolls we have to find dotted round Zereth Mortis. What's the chance that somebody's already put the coordinates for them all on Wowhead? Do we reckon somebody's going to have been smart enough to have already done that? What was the achievement called? Tales of the Exile. Was it Tales of the Exile? Tales of the Exile, there we go. Handy notes for the win. Yeah, they're probably already in handy notes, but I'm just saying if... Comments, here we go. Yes! Beautiful. You need to find 8 scrolls in Zereth Mortis to get the Tales of the Exile. All players share cooldown to collect them, and the respawn time is about 10 minutes. It looks like if somebody else has just collected the page, you can still pick it up, just like the flowers. After you collect them, you can sell them for 10 gold each. Money, money, money! 80 gold incoming. Alright. Did some further research to find out that the epilogue book is not necessary for the achievement. Cool. You need to loot 7 pages. Looting all 8 will earn the achievement. You can throw them away once you've done it. Excellent stuff. Excellent stuff. Right. Isn't it weird that you need outside resources to get a firm grasp on a game? Or is it just me? I mean, the thing is, if Wowhead didn't exist, you wouldn't even think to go and use it. It's just a by proxy of the fact that Wowhead does exist. But it's kind of always been the same way with them. I mean, we had Thoughtbot back in the day of Vanilla. There's always been, you know, in a game of this nature, you'll always have people trying to clash heads to get the answers quicker. There's no real way around that. In today's age of the internet, it's a simple story. Right, do we have coordinates? We do have coordinates, good. Right. We'll start at the top. 35.55. 35, 55. Around here somewhere. $35, $55 around here. Oh shit! How put a marker there? Right, we're going there. That should be where the first one is. Hang on, there's a return from Grace quest we're meant to be handing in. Report back to Conservator Olhem. That must be one of these dudes, right? But there's no question mark on anybody's head. And there's no question mark on my map. You have a question mark, but that's for a different quest. That's the buzzed quest that also doesn't seem to work. Do/way in right coordinates. Doesn't that make the assumption that I have TomTom? Which I don't think I do. Not on the PTR. I keep my add-on usage to an absolute bare minimum on the PTR. Olhem, here we go.
Must you always stomp about?
The Devourer's threat has been pushed back. The Wellsprung has been restored.
Until we meet once more.
Ah, okay. Step into the center of the Wellspring. Is this the Wellspring? It is. Now what's going on? Apparently nothing. Alright, sure.
Peace, my fellow people.
Boom! Path to Enlightenment. Done. Now we just got to get these Tales of the Exile then. Right, let's run about. Let's run about for a bit then. Let's get these. If we head over to that one there, go get the first one. On the ground next to a stone wall, apparently. I love how quickly people get these Wowhead guides written. It blows my mind just how quickly people get this done. PTR came out like 12 hours. This patch of the PTR came out 12 hours ago, and there's already a guide was published on Wowhead for this 8 hours ago. It's pretty impressive. If I was sensible about it, I'd leech everybody's hard work and turn these into my own guides for YouTube, but... right. Near the wall somewhere, apparently. I have a feeling that this dude is probably just chilling here waiting. You know there will absolutely be a Zygor guide for this day one though. Just saying. Support the channel. Use Zygor. That's just a bag of meat. I think we're just chilling here now. There's people. There's obviously other people that have found them. Humans as a group with the internet is a massive supercomputer. Just look at the work to fold proteins. Just throw people at it and boom. Even back in the day, like, was it the PlayStation 2 or something? PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, I can't remember. That had folding at home built into the PlayStation to utilize its performance on a almost global scale for that sort of stuff. Isn't that's the kind of thing they throw supercomputers at nowadays, don't they? Right, I have a feeling that this whole process now is likely to just be a bit of an annoying waiting game. But of course, that's not a surprise, is it really? It's not a surprise at all. Can we... If we track it, does it show... No, it just says read the volumes, okay. Folding at home, that cost me my Bitcoin millions? How could it cost you your Bitcoin millions? Right, when we see this Death Knight move, then we know something's happening. Now the problem is I'm quite sure I've already collected one of these, and the problem is I can't remember which one I've collected. Do they show up in your bags as unique named things?
Many wares.
Because I might be able to keep track of which ones I've got and which ones I haven't. Oh god, now I've broke it.
Many farewells.
Now it's broke. If we can get flying unlocked on the PTR though, it'll make the rest of the testing so much easier. Especially if we want to do some herbing and mining. Mostly because, sure, people aren't going to have flying straight away, but for the purpose of just zipping about and getting an idea of just how much materials you can get, if you have flying and you have the movement speed and you can find a maximum at least. Back in the day in Sweden, we could call a support number to get help if we got stuck in a Nintendo 8-bit game. Those dudes knew everything in every game. Yeah, the games masters. I remember those, yeah. You'd have like 0900 numbers to call, like €1.50 a minute to get like cheat codes for a video game. I remember when I was, I don't know, probably... I want to say probably 7 or 8 or something like that. One of my Christmas presents from my uncle was 1001 cheat, like a book that had 1001 cheats for different games in, and it was literally one of my favorite Christmas presents I ever got. IDDQD, everybody knows IDDQD. God mode. IDKFA for all of the weapons. They're the Doom ones, aren't they? Were they Doom or were they Quake? I think they were Doom. There we go. Here it is. Here's number. Here's Firm the Exile Part 1. Yoink. There it is. So number 1 is on the map. Number 2, 4162. In the nest where Bitterbeak is. 4162 is going to be down here somewhere. 4162 around here. Where did the thing go? Oh, there we go. There's part 1 of it. Right, it's broken again. Okay. My inventory doesn't seem to want to stack. Wolfenstein, you could just run up to the walls and press E to try and find hidden doors. Yeah. Yeah, see, back in the day, like, cheat codes and stuff were just cool back in the day. You don't have cheat codes anymore. You have to buy, cheat codes don't exist anymore. They're called microtransactions. Here's number 2. That's nice and easy. Because games are too easy now. No, games aren't too easy now. Its developers would rather sell you a cheat code than just, you know. Right, number 3. Number 3 is in the bushes behind a small flower. 3746. 37... 46. Around here somewhere. I remember the outrage when StarCraft 2 was coming out and cheats were not allowed in the campaign. Blizzard said, but our achievements must mean something. That's why a lot of games went online. So that you know, there was a good reason to not have cheat codes and stuff. I still remember what some of the most fun I ever had was in Grand Theft Auto 3 using all the cheats in Grand Theft Auto 3. I mean, that was just wonderful. In the bushes behind a small flower. This one's going to be a dick to find, isn't it? Especially since I don't actually know where it's meant to be. It's going to be up. Oh, hang on. Isn't this... Haven't I had... Didn't I pick this one up? Was this the one I already picked up? I'm quite sure this is the one I already picked up. Hang on. How many of these have I got in my bags? That's part 1. That's part 2. Oh, maybe I hadn't already picked one up. Maybe I didn't have any of them, so maybe I'm actually looking for all of them. In a bush behind a flower. Well, there's an elusive nightshade. I'm guessing that's not the flower. Drop GTA 5 because no cheats in their stupid shark card system. Yeah, see, that's my point, right? They'd rather sell you the cheat codes in microtransactions than just give them to you. Oh god, in a bush behind a flower is still incredibly vague. What were the exact coordinates? 47, 55, 46. Do I have TomTom just out of way? What? Ah, that didn't work. That's sending me a million miles away. I equally don't know, you know, we had to wait for the other one to respawn, so it might actually not be up at the moment. Cheat codes were only made so devs could test their game. Today, cheat codes are encrypted. I remember there used to be like cheat codes then evolved into like trainers for games. Do you guys remember those? You'd have trainers for games, which were little programs that would then access all of the cheat codes in a game. And you could download the trainer for a game, which was, I believe, what they would then dish out to game testers and stuff as a way to, you know, see all aspects of the game. Developers don't need to test their games anymore nowadays. Well, that's it. You just call it early access and it's job done, right? Isn't that how it works? time when I thought Formula 1 on the Sega was the most advanced game ever. Hey, we've all had those days. I reckon it's meant to spawn around here, you know. I think I'm just waiting on this one to respawn. I think somebody's already yoinked to this one. Somebody's ahead of me. Cocoa Pops should show it on the map when he finds it, though. If he would stay still, for fuck's sake. How am I meant to talk to him if you keep zipping about, you dick? Chill. It used to be called early access, now it's called release version. It's just getting worse. It's just getting worse and worse. No, that's not it. That's the stupid. Is there a screenshot for this, maybe? Oh, there's not a screenshot, but there's a timestamp in a YouTube video. Of course there is. We really are just a bunch of boomers. Boomers unite. It's not even early access. Look at Battlefield 2042. $100 for a beta. I mean, that launched in an absolutely tragic state. As games go, that was pretty bad. Right, this apparently is number 3. This is what... Whoa, 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 whoa. Where's all my UI gone? There we go. Where's number 3 then? Oh, it is in this bush, look. It is in this bush. So... it's around here somewhere. We're waiting for it to spawn. That's a mysterious fruit. We're not after a mysterious fruit. We'll take a mysterious fruit though. What does the mysterious fruit do? Don't know. Right, I guess we wait for this one to respawn. Is it not going free to... Is Battlefield going free to play? Surely not. I worry when games go free to play. People obviously look at free to play as a good thing. I see free to play as a bad thing. I would much rather pay for a game and, you know, actually have the game, you know, not be pestering me for more money at every opportunity. Now, I equally don't agree with what Blizzard do, which is like triple dip. They charge you a box price, they charge you a monthly subscription, and they then still insist on having a cash shop. I think that's just that's also the other level of greedy. But I would much rather this situation than it be a free-to-play game where they're constantly pestering you for microtransactions. That would drive me bananas. EA want to make all of their Battlefield free-to-play. They just posted something about it. Because the new Battlefield tanked so much. They already have Battle Pass, so rather well, yeah, I suppose you like a gaming developer. I think they just need to pick one monetization option. I mean, for the love of Christ, just pick one and go with it. You can't pick all 3 though. That's a little bit too much, you know. How long does this goddamn thing take to spawn? Why pick one when you can have several? Yeah, I know. They just need people to call them out on it. If people don't call them out on it, then they'll continue to do it. What are you looking at now, Poco? No, we're not picking up this stupid thing. We're waiting for the scroll, Poco Pock. Relax, fella. How many people would come back if they ditched the sub? I think if they ditch the sub in WoW, I mean, for sure it would bring players back to the game. There's no question about it. The problem is one of the, in my opinion at least, the worst thing that Blizzard could do at this point is make the game free to play. The game already suffers, you know, World of Warcraft has one of the most stable economies in any game ever. And I think that is in part due to the fact that it's a subscription-based game. You have to be financially invested in playing the game. What that does is it kind of acts as a really nice barrier to entry for bots. Now, bots still do bot things, but trust me, if WoW went free to play, you wouldn't see a human player ever, and the economy would just crumble within a matter of days because bots would just run rampant. Because there'd be nothing to prevent bots from just mass creating new accounts and botting and selling gold. It'd just be tragic. Oh, look, it's here. It's spawned. Yoink. Number 3. Number 3. Dunzo. Right, number 4. Where are we at? 5076. 5076. Around here somewhere. How do you unlock the rank 7? Do you need all the campaign in Shadowlands like rank 5 and 6? Rank 7, if you well, you don't unlock rank 7, you unlock the tome of, you unlock the vestige that allows you to create a rank 7, which you get from, it's a campaign completion quest. You complete the chapter Crown of the Wills, and upon completing Crown of the Wills, you get given it. Now, the order of the campaigns seems to be switching every time they have a PTR update, so at the moment, we don't really know just how long it will take, but it's based upon campaign completion. In most free-to-play, in most games, free-to-play accounts can't trade or use the auction house. I mean, that could be a restriction, I suppose, but I don't think that will stop. I don't think that will stop people. I mean, it's bad enough. In my opinion, it's kind of bad enough. We already have like people's distaste towards LFR is, you know. There's the scroll. Here's number however many. There's number 4. We found that one nice and quickly. People have a distaste for like tourist mode already in the game. Implementing like a free-to-play account, I don't think would make any difference. They would still bot and do all sorts of nefarious things. They'd figure a way around, you know, selling it, trading it. Right, 39.31. 39.31. About here somewhere. Typical, the other side of the map, of course it is. I could see them extending the free-to-play system to the tier below the current expansion. See, that I wouldn't have any problems with, I don't think, actually. If they made anything but the current expansion free to play, sure, I could see that. I don't think that would cause many problems. It would give people the ability to play World of Warcraft. They could do all the collection stuff, and it acts as a nice sales funnel into the current expansion. You get your subscription. Whether they could still keep the same system, such as, you know, box price for the game and a subscription, you know, would be questionable. But I could see that being a thing for sure. Free to play up to level 50, maybe. Yeah. I mean, because at this point, there's literally, like I said, there's literally 17 years of content that just goes literally untouched. You give that to free-to-play players, though, and I'm sure there'd be, I'm sure people would flock to that. I think they probably would. Where's this one meant to be? On the edge of a platform behind... No, that was part 4. In the cave with the warped Goliaths inside it. Which side is that going to be? Let's try this side. In a cave. How would it even work in case it would be included in the Microsoft Pass? If you could buy Microsoft Pass with gold, you just need to farm for a year worth of Microsoft Pass, be banned in WoW but could still sell the account. I mean, I don't think we need to worry too much about a Microsoft Pass just yet. It's going to be 2 years plus before they even own the game. If I could remove something in WoW, it would 1000% be the Mythic raid. It's way too hard in my opinion, and it caters to only a very small percentage of WoW players. In my opinion, the best would be LFR, Normal and Heroic. Back in the day, people pugged Heroic, the hardest content. You'll never see a Mythic pug. I don't think they cater the game. I genuinely think this is a bit of a misconception. I don't think they cater the game to the Mythic community at all. Sure, they have to tune a pass of the raid to those guys, but generally speaking, I don't think they tailor much of this game at all to the Mythic player base. Hey, there we go. Here's part 5. That was quick and easy. Easy sauce. There's very little of the game that I think they tailor towards the Mythic players. They often see, it often becomes used as an excuse to explain why Blizzard do certain things. Oh, they're doing it for the Mythic Raiders. Well, actually, no. The more common reason why they're probably doing it is because it can delay certain aspects of the game and make Blizzard more money. I mean, if you follow the money in this game, you'll understand things are a lot clearer than what they first appear. It's often, you know, the time gating on content is often said, oh, well, you know, they're delaying it so that, you know, Mythic Raiders don't have such an advantage going into the Mythic Raid. No, that's all complete BS. It's all stupid. The reason they delay content is to get a second month sub out of people and to engage people in the game for a longer duration of time. It's got diddly squat to do with Mythic Raiding. It's just the excuse that people give. I don't think there's any problem with having a super duper mega difficult hard mode. I don't see, if it takes a greater percentage of development time and it takes development away from the rest of the content, then I think it becomes a bit of a problem. But realistically, as it stands now, I don't really think that the Mythic content in the game, Mythic difficulty rating, has much of an effect at all on the way the game actually runs and operates. Why have I got so many? Oh, I made a Shadow Lace cloak with every one of the different bonuses on it for testing them, didn't I? And then ultimately never used any of them. Okay. I need to free up some inventory space, but I don't have... That'll do for now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Didn't we just get the 6th piece? I swear we just picked up the 6th piece. Was that the 6th we've just done? No, that was the 5th. Okay. Next to the wall behind the Coreless Scarab. 6725 is our next one. 6725 is going to be up here somewhere. 6725. About here, roughly. They should delete the auction house because the goblins are minorities. Oh dear. Yeah, but then where would Blizzard get all their token sales from? You forget. Token sales are the lifeblood of this game nowadays. This is why they don't care about sub numbers anymore. Because they don't need to care about sub numbers. It's the people that are, or it's, you know, they don't need to push for sub numbers when they can, when they just cash cow on token sales. Delete the game because most play Final Fantasy. Alright, you lot are just memeing now. The huge barrier into getting to a mythic raid in the first place. I don't see there being a, like the super duper difficult content. There's a place for it, and like I said, as long as it doesn't take away from development of the rest of the game, I don't see it to be much of a problem. There will always be that, you know, percentage of the player base that will do derogatory things to achieve derogatory things. You just kind of got to let them do their own thing. Next to the wall behind a coreless something or other is this one. I think we're miles off. I think we need to be going back this way. Next to the wall behind... Oh, here's a coreless thing. Okay, it should be round here somewhere, but it's not. We're waiting on a respawn again, I think. Where did you come from? The part that wants to make you use your social skills, apply to guilds, work with others, you know, an MMO. Well, yeah, the thing is, it's argued that, you know, I don't think that they need to make getting into mythic content easier. I think they need to make the rest of the game, you know, they need to get rid of the easy tourist mode. If you get rid of the easy tourist mode, then, you know, if people want the raid gear and they want the better gear, they go do the raid. It's my biggest complaint with the whole boosting situation. Ooh, what's this? Glimmer of animation. Part of the protoform synthesis. A component used to synthesize the soul of a small protoform creature. Ah, we'll be able to use that to make a pet. Cool. The boosting community makes it far too... Oh, here's our scroll, look. The boosting community makes it far too easy to get high-level gear. You need... You kind of need some difficulty to that. What's this? Oh my gods. Crytek announcement? A new Crisis game? What's this? What is this? Number 4. It's a teaser. It's a teaser for an announcement. They're copying Blizzard. They're copying Blizzard. They're announcing announcements. Why does everybody feel the need to announce announcements? Just announce the thing. It's like, can I ask a question? You just did. You just did. Little things like that really get to me. An announcement for an announcement. Thanks. Right, number 7, 6433. 6433. Around here somewhere. On the sand pile next to the dead Morsworn. This is basically, we've been at it for 9 years, it's almost here, guys. Is that what we're claiming? I liked the Crysis games. They always gave you a good reason to buy a new PC. What did it say? On the sand pile next to the dead Morsworn. I think we're oh, there it is. Look, I can see it. I can seize it. This is number 7. Look, these things are pretty easy to miss, you know, if you don't know what you're looking for. Oh, oh! I thought we needed 8. Oh, we don't need the last one. We don't need the epilogue. Oh, I mean, we should in theory get it for the completion, right? Surely. Does that mean I can now fly? Hey! Zereth Mortis flying. There you go. So now we can fly about in easy mode the zone. Right, log off. We're done here now, boys and girls. We're done. Game over. We've unlocked flying. That's an issue that Crysis might have now, that people will actually need GPUs to buy. Well, considering crypto's crashing. With crypto crashing, then it's rumoured that the graphics card prices will come down anyway. And now that graphics card manufacturers are releasing cheap shit that people can actually buy, it instantly kills the scalpers market. So we might actually start to see graphics cards A, be available, and B, at not disgustingly outrageous prices. Slowly but surely. It's not going to happen overnight, but it will probably, you know, be on that direction, on that path. Now we just need to solve the chip shortage, yeah. Oh geez, are we going to watch you struggling to do some farming again? Not now, we got flying, baby. We got 530% flying. There's no struggling to do farming now. Easy mode now. Easy mode. Now we can explore the far corners of the zone we've never seen before. Like, what's going on up here? What's going on up here? What's this battle about? Cliff Reforge are doing business. Here we go. Here's a treasure, look. See? Wouldn't have spotted that previously. Who says flying's not a power gain? I'll fight anybody on that argument. Flying is literally one of the biggest power gains any character can possibly have. 12 Cosmic Flux. Few Ciphers. Literally the biggest power spike you can gain as a character is the ability to fly. Not to mention, it also means I can get some cool cinematic shots for the zone now for the videos. Don't buy shit like 3050s or 6500s for $500, please. They should be 150 bucks a piece. Yeah. A high gear barrier of entry in Mythic raiding is the main reason people do not do it. There's too much grind and RNG in the game. Unless a guild is ready to pay boosters to gear them up for Mythic raiding, like literally every top guild does, it can take weeks and months. No. the gear is the least of a barrier to entry to Mythic. Like, honestly, if you've... No, it couldn't be... That couldn't be further from the truth. The barrier to entry for Mythic raiding is finding 20 people on the same schedule that share the same passion as you. That's the biggest barrier to entry for Mythic. The gear is neither here nor there. Mythic's more about the mechanics of the encounter than it is the gear. The gear's just a byproduct. Yeah, I often am quite willing to have a discussion on something, but that's outrageous. Why is there this red square on my map? Let's get rid of that. Oh, that buzz thing's broken. We can get rid of that. We, in theory, now need to fly around and just find treasures, get ciphers, keep ticking away on our cipher system. Poco Pock is running around finding things for us. Oh, the scrolls apparently still show up on our minimap. Can we collect the scrolls again? Are these going to count towards our... I'm going to annoy people by collecting these again now that I don't need them, but... Can you collect these again? Do they count towards anything else? Oh, it just says there is no loot now, okay. Having already completed the mythic bosses is the greatest barrier for pugs, at least. Yeah, that probably is true. If you're trying to pug mythic, though, I mean, you're fighting a losing battle before you even begin to try and pug something like that. I mean, it is by definition the most difficult organised. You know, the hint is in the name there. Organised group content. If you don't have that level of organisation, which you are unlikely to have in a pug, because you're a group of 20 random people, that's where your problem's going to lie for sure. For sure. With your flying, you can now get some cool cinematic shots for your video where you go over what we are going to be doing for the rep grind in patch 9.2. Yeah, probably. Right, well, I'm glad we managed to get flying under our belt. That was a huge win for us today. It was frustrating me like no odds having to try and grind ciphers to just get access to flying out here, which just felt really dumb. But now we have it, we can zip about and explore the zone properly and effectively. More importantly, let me check now if that means if we log out, does that mean we can bring our druid straight over here? It should do, right? Surely. Loads of stuff. Oh, we got a piece of gear as well. 236 blue. Bind on pickup blue. This feels like one of the one-time rares. Now our inventory's full. We need to fix that.
I have many lucky
We can get rid of these things now. We don't need these anymore. It's freed up a bunch of space. I should just go dump a bunch of stuff in the bank, actually, thinking about it, but... You know what the worst thing is? You now have to do it on live also. Yeah, but at least I know now where all the things are. Although I probably won't remember exactly where they are, we'll have handy notes to tell us where they are. By the time it goes live, it will be fine. Off-topic observation, I feel like that your viewer count is steadily increasing every week now. Cool to see. Nice to see some new names active in the chat as well. Hitting critical mass soon, hopium. It's because we're in PTR mode. My viewership tends to take a bit of a spike. Not obviously a huge spike, but you know, a bit of a spike in PTR season. As people... I'm very aware that one of the attractions to my channel for people is that I tend to put a lot of time and effort into testing these things, and they can just, you know, ad hoc ask a question and I might already know the answer to it. Saves them a whole bunch of time. So it tends to happen at PTR season. One day we'll... oh, look at this. What's this? One day we'll be a big name streamer. Maybe, possibly, probably not ever. But yes, it is nice to see. Gets my name out there to a few new people. Oh, I wonder if we can explore these areas that we haven't really been able to get to now. What's on this isle? I want to know what's over here. Now we can properly do exploration. Now we can go places we haven't been before. Gold making is a very niche market for sure. It's why I have the plans to broaden our horizons a little bit more than just gold making. And that will probably be broadening our horizons further afield than just World of Warcraft as well. Am I going to hit fatigue and die at some point doing this? Probably. Oh, it's gone all dark. It's gone all dark. Oh. And we seem to have hit some invisible wall. So apparently... Oh, apparently we've flown over the top of whatever this island is. Oh no, poor Cocoa Pops, look. Cocoa Pops is just falling to his death. How far down can we go? Oh, we seem to have hit an artificial floor as well. Oh, great. So there's actually, although there's a landmass here, there's not a landmass here. Let's try this one. Let's see if there's anything that way. It's all an illusion. So there's the... I really hope they do something with these outer zones. I mean, the world boss sits over here, but these, you know, these are ripe for... Here you go, have flying. Here's a new area to go and grab some treasures in at the very least. Bright. Sunglasses needed. The path of inception. Oh, this is the bit where you start. This is where you come in. Can we get up over this way somewhere? Going blind. Oh, no. Invisible walls again. Invisible walls again. God damn. We seem to be able to go up pretty high, but we can't get over there. Ah, this is sad news. I was hoping that there was shit to do over here. Or maybe not stuff to do, but at least stuff to see. Ah, boo. Well, there's an anticlimax. They kind of appear to have just hidden things in a big cloud that you can't appear to get to, unfortunately. Well, there's some good wallpaper opportunities. Some good wallpaper opportunities here. Can we crank things? Some nice wallpaper opportunities. Although the draw distance, it doesn't seem to be too fantastic. Maybe it is just because it's deliberately foggy. And from up here, you actually can't see a single mob in the zone. The mobs don't have much of a draw length at all to them, apparently. Well, we'll do a little bit more exploring soon, I think. I think it's probably about time for me to call it today anyway. We got done what we were looking to do. I wanted to get flying unlocked today. I wanted to explore just how easy it is to get the new achievements, to get flying unlocked. Now that we have flying at least on the PTR, it's going to make the rest of our testing a little bit more, well, slightly less time consuming if nothing else. We can probably jump on the druid, have a zip about, maybe try and work out where some good farming locations are for the different materials and stuff. We can start doing some more constructive things out in Zereth Mortis. Now that there's not the unnecessary need to just, you know, farm and zerg, and, you know, we can play things a bit more casually, which I like. Elusive rich lithium deposit. I reckon these things are going to hold a wealth of materials. But enjoy the rest of your day, boys and girls. I'm going to leave it there. It is reset day, so make sure you are keeping up with your auctions on the auction house at the very least today. It's the day where people do tend to head to the auction house and pick up some bits and pieces that they need, especially those rank 6 legendaries if you're crafting and selling those. We'll probably be back tomorrow. I might take tomorrow to work a little bit more on some YouTube content. So I'm not 100% sure if we'll stream tomorrow or not. And then Friday I might plan to do something different on Friday. We'll see. I'm taking it easy at the moment. I'm desperately trying to not like burn out with WoW content before 9.2 even launches. Yeah, enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for joining today. I had a laugh. I hope you did as well. We got some good conversations on the go. Hit the follow button if you haven't already, and go check us out on YouTube, and make sure you hit the sub button over there. Totally free to do. You can check out the Discord, which is linked below, if you want the Shadowlands cheat sheet and to chat all things World of Warcraft and goal making in general. But I'll quit with a shameless promo now. Have a good day. Happy goal making, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.